I would caution
Oh
you.
my God, the scissors.
I'm glad I'm glad we're all enjoying this together.
That is nuts. Do you know what? The outfit's pretty good. It's the wig. I can't see your face.
Wow, I've never seen you with hair.
It's not my hair. It's
Yeah,
fake.
I know,
Oh.
but
He's got long, luscious black hair.
So, no, don't turn it down. I'm not going to shout.
yeah, don't.
Or am I?
Literally screaming in my ears.
Woo! All right, fine. The guy upstairs will complain too.
Has he complained before?
Yeah, when we had people over on a Saturday, it was like Harry Lewis and some people, and then he like started banging on the ceiling and stuff.
With the broom.
Yeah, really.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna move a
invited
bit
him. I always
closer.
invite my block. I'm like, come to the party.
Oh no. None of that. What do I want to be sociable with people that live here for? None of that. Hi everyone, welcome to the Capsule. We've started. Hi everyone. I don't know what's going on this week.
Hey everyone.
Nads is here. That's what's going on this
He
week.
forgot. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here. Like,
I'm just by myself. No one of interest here. Oh yeah, Nads is here.
I'm replacing Abe, so
Yeah, for good.
not a bad thing, is it?
Yeah, exactly. Or is it? Should we try and bring that mic a bit closer? Do you mind?
Why don't you just tell me and not ask?
Well, I'm trying to say it in a fucking nice way.
So I mean, just be like,
All right.
bring it closer.
Move it closer.
Like, oh,
There you go. So this is your fourth podcast now.
can you hear me, Sophia?
I can hear you.
Is this good ASMR?
It's amazing.
Not for me because I don't have headphones on.
No.
Just-
Did that sound nice? How about this?
Yeah. This one is better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
better for what?
It's less.
Just better.
Yeah, it's
Right,
just
carry on.
Guys, look what I'm having to deal with here. Come and save me. At this point, I'll take anyone on the podcast. Just someone who isn't them.
right.
Can you press buttons and stuff? You can take Sophia's job. I'm joking. She does a great job,
All right.
guys.
You
We love
heard it.
her.
You heard
This
it.
is
No,
the real Luke.
No, yeah.
This is the real Luke for real.
His staff.
Yeah.
You're gonna
It's just like, I'm like, just fucking do it. I'm like, welcome to the Capsule, everyone.
There's gonna be, but yeah, because when this gets so big, there's gonna be stories back of like there's gonna
No,
be
there's
like you
not.
said, the
No,
pixelated
'cause I'm fucking-
interviews.
I'm
and,
fucking lovely to
Sophia's
everyone.
like, he mistreated me. He threw a pair of headphones at me. He's shouting into the mic. And you're gonna go down.
Listen, I'm fucking lovely.
And then a redemption story, and someone interviews you, and you're like, I made loads of mistakes, and everyone loves you again. So
It's always
anyway,
like that.
let's carry on.
I'm not sorry for any of it. So, hi guys. Hi everyone. Welcome to the Capsule. Yes, we have Nads here. If you haven't tuned in before, you might not know who she is. A very old friend of mine, a dancer, a freestyler.
Did you say old friend?
Yeah, you're an old friend. I said this, I was describing you as an old friend. Oh, to people in the class, I was saying Nads is an old friend of mine. I said, not she's old. I said our friendship is old.
Okay, that's fine.
Also a dance agent and probably a few other things.
I have an agent.
You have an agency,
Sorry,
ex-dance
just to
agent.
make that clear.
She owns an agency, but she's become too good for it.
No,
so
no,
she was
no.
like, all of these performers are like below me, so I'm not going to bother. It just feels disgusting to have to talk to them about details and money that I would never, I'm earning millions. So if I'm discussing
Luke
these little
is
jobs,
projecting his own
I would
life right now.
so
That's
I'm
not
basically
me.
going to just hire someone else to run my agencies, and I'll just sit back and rake in the millions, basically.
Mate, millions.
So, I mean, her Rolls Royce is outside.
would I be on the Capsule if I was?
Oh, yeah, I'll give you that. That was good. Well done. I didn't see that angle coming. No, yeah, you have a dance agency, but now your main focus is being an actor. Would you say that?
No.
No? Okay. then do you want to fucking introduce yourself then? I'm doing my best.
No,
here.
you're okay. That's so annoying, and if someone's trying to
You're
talk
like,
about
no,
you, and you're
that's
like,
not quite what I do or who I am.
I like to. Oh no, maybe it's best that you say it for me. No, I like to act, and I like to choreograph, and I like to combine movement and acting
Professionally.
or
Like a
sometimes not.
boss. Yeah.
That's me.
Also, there's a few interviews. We've done 2 that came out, one that never made it to the light of day, right? One with Camilla
Oh
that
yeah,
never made it out
yeah.
because of
We spoke a lot on that
no
one.
one's fault
And
that we could point a finger at.
Oh my god, I can't even remember what we said. It was a lot on that.
Yeah. Oh, we could
then
actually potentially get back into one of those topics.
Ruined it
I didn't ruin
by
it.
just doing what you do, whatever it is you do, just ruining stuff.
Don't
And
nod.
then-
What is this?
yeah, didn't come out. Maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. We spoke about a lot though.
Yeah, we did talk about
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
So there's a few interviews out there, so go and check those out with Nadia Sohawan. Do I say that
Maybe
right?
not the first one. No,
Sohawan.
maybe not the first one.
Sohawan. Just stop trying.
Oh gosh,
Okay.
it's bordering on racist now.
What do you mean? No, if you want me to do it racist, I would do it like this. No, I'm joking. How do you say it?
Sahawan.
Sahawan?
Sahawan.
That's not how it's written.
Sahawan. Yes, it is. Sohawan. Sahawan.
No, but then you almost said it how I said it.
No,
Sohawan.
you said like shoe.
No, don't give me a shoe. I didn't say any shoe. I said Sohawan.
No, you're like you're saying it like
Sohawan.
no
O-N.
O-N.
So ha one.
Sahawan.
It's like cool whip. Cool whip. It's really Sahawan?
Sahawan.
No way.
But remember, like, it's not a real surname because my granddad changed it when he got off whatever boat he came.
Oh, so it's like he
made
created
it up. Yeah. Yeah.
But based on what?
Survival.
No,
I don't know
not why
what's-
did he change it, but as in like he just went Flushavlaf and just made up a word, or like was it
That
based?
was my surname.
Flushavlaf. You'd be like, no, it's pronounced Flushiflaf. But did he? Was it based on like like 2 parts that were put together?
I think
or?
it was a name that sounded like that, and it was
okay.
like, you know, they didn't care back then. So
So right. That makes sense.
yeah,
That's cool. Bit of history I didn't know.
bit of history. Yeah.
And we also have, as usual, comme d'habitude, Sophia Tomic.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Should I-
nailed
that's
that.
really good,
Should
yeah.
I-
Like a real Serbian.
Should I film Sophia and then we edit it in?
Yeah, go on.
Oh my God.
We've
One
done this a
sec.
few times.
But where's your camera?
We just can't ever get her to stop picking her nose
I
long
do it
enough to
this
take a
way?
picture. Sophia, all right, take your finger out of your nose. All right, there we go. Okay, now do it. No, do it the other way.
Oh, why?
Because then we can put it
Oh,
here in the
no.
middle right there.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, you're
Now-
filming?
And now we're filming you, guys.
Oh my
There you
god.
go.
Exposed.
I'm just going to cut
thank
this
God
whole bit.
the wasn't on the TV. Oh,
True, yeah.
been awful.
It's usually on there as default.
Your screensaver is...
Yeah, just the bouncing. All right, anyway. So, hi to any young, impressionable people watching.
We're saying hello again each time.
Yeah. So, guys. All right, guys,
All right,
let's not
let's
take
get
so long
serious.
to get into it. Let's get into it.
serious
Let's get
now.
serious
God, Sophia,
now.
for
We've got
God's sake, like,
serious things
Just
to
not
talk
being
about.
serious. Yeah, we have to.
All right. So, Sophia, what are you doing first of all with that? Are you turning my mic down?
It's because it's red. It's literally red the whole way through.
Well, you know what?
Just
Maybe
too
just
loud.
off
You
for
scream
Luke.
in the
Yeah.
mic.
yeah,
It's not
just
necessary.
because of Luke is the only one that knows how to
Yeah.
speak in a microphone in this entire dance industry. It sounds like.
How am I doing?
Amazing.
What?
Yes.
No, and then you come to that's because you don't
This
have
is
to edit.
Nadia's podcast now.
You just hear the podcast when they come out
Welcome
because I
to
even out the audio levels.
The what?
Go on.
No, I was going to
Just
say
a Howen podcast.
I am going to.
The Capsule.
Do you know what? I thought a long time about doing a podcast that was just kind of based around the
Why don't you-
scene and, you know, really like judging like getting to the battles and really caring about the scene. I just don't feel like anyone's doing that now.
Oh, so funny.
So, Sophia, I like your work. Come in with me, kid.
Yeah. Thank you. I will.
Just wanted take all your people.
I hate you so much.
Like this
All my
camera.
all of these people that are working behind the scenes. Just take the whole Capsule team, why don't you?
Yeah. Taking Tally, taking Abe, taking Lee.
They would
Yeah,
probably
I think
go
they
with
just
you.
deserve to be somewhere they're appreciated, right? Right? Like how many times have you been insulted? Oh, it's just awful. Like,
Listen,
all right, we're talking about.
I insult
ethics
her
and,
because
right?
listen,
It's awful.
because I
man.
spend all my time
Awful.
giving advice and supporting you. Don't say I don't.
Oh, look what you just did then.
What?
It's using it against you.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I reserve the right to use it against
Got
her.
to watch-
3 a.m. No,
Reserved
you
the
can
right.
do it.
Reserved the right. See
Yeah,
how legally there we're
Yeah, I reserve the right to. That's the only reason why I'm nice to people.
Wow.
the real Luke.
Yeah, the real Luke.
coming. It's-
What mood are you
you
in?
hate
First
me
of
now.
all-
You're like, why did I ask now?
First of all, all right. First of all, whose side are you
First
on?
of all, welcome.
Second of all, we know what she's like, but whose side are you on? Because you are very easy to switch sides when we bring someone new into the equation.
Oh, now you're saying she's easy. Not really liking the workforce here.
Get out. All right.
Don't like how that
This is the end of the
basket's
Capsule
being
podcast,
treated.
guys. I've had enough. I quit.
Yeah. Oh, that's my plan to make you quit,
to
and then
piss
I
me
just
off so much, I
inherit
give
it
up.
all.
I just take the fucking equipment home with you. I'm done. All right.
Right.
Let's talk about stuff because you guys are patiently waiting at home for us to start.
Mm-hmm.
And Nads isn't funny, so you're just bored right now. No, I'm doing it again, aren't
Carry
I?
on.
What's the news? What's going on this
You
week?
thought you
Sophia's
got
got
me
news.
then.
Yeah, I did. I thought you were going to try and come back, and it was
See?
all right. You know what? It's fine. You just stayed quiet, and then I felt bad immediately.
Yeah, no, that was my plan.
What?
Just to agree
What
with
an
it.
asshole.
Like, yeah, can't get me that way. Right.
What we're doing news. This is BBC News. What's the tune for? What's the news?
Oh my god.
Yes.
Is it?
Do you know?
I
I'm
don't
doing the Game of Thrones soundtrack.
Are you?
You didn't get it.
Oh, you're dying.
You have no.
I mean, Game of Thrones had news.
Did you watch Game of Thrones?
No. Oh, here we go. Oh, I can't believe it.
You didn't watch Game of Thrones?
No, I haven't started it.
He's rubbish.
Yeah,
Just carry on.
bro. Okay, the news.
Yeah,
So-
what happened this week, Sophia? Come on.
So,
Talk
oh my
to
god, I'm
him.
gonna try to pronounce these things without. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
This is just be the new section. Sophia tries to pronounce English stuff. Don't start. Okay. No, you know what?
can we talk about
say
that
it, say
every
it.
week?
No, no,
every
no.
week I get some kind of comments
Do you?
about the way I speak
See, she's telling you
Not
how
from me.
she
From me.
feels.
from everyone.
Yeah, not from me.
Abe is
Awful.
the worst. Abe-
Awful.
Yeah. Come on. LA.
Look, come on.
LA.
Arlo,
On
boo.
Eva. On Wyva.
No.
On Eva.
What is this podcast?
Yeah, what are we doing?
Okay,
Okay.
so In the House announced their Paintings Week.
Yeah.
That was
yeah,
Paintings
right?
Week. That was good.
Paintings.
Nads, what's Paintings Week?
Paintings Week is an event created by Clara
And? Does it?
and the ever amazing, faithful.
Just, you know what, Sophia, just say what is it?
I was just waiting on something. I don't know.
Oh, fucking hell.
So,
Yes, LA.
Who else?
On Eva.
Is someone else with Clara?
yeah, the In the House is Clara, Troy, Joel,
Frankie.
Sorry, I didn't
Frankie.
realise it was in the house. I thought it was
Yes.
just Clara. My apologies, because they're amazing.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't get it right.
So, Paintings Week
Yes.
is it's not the whole week event. It's a few days event, 3 days event actually, where they announced on the Thursday an event called Back to the Future.
Mm-hmm. Do we
Which
know what
is-
that is yet?
Yeah, it's from the mentees from last year.
Okay, so every year the In the House mentorship, which we spoke about last week, that there's an audition coming up, so check their page for that. But last year's mentees, who are now at the end, that's why they're auditioning for the next year's, are they always put on like one of multiple events on the Paintings Week.
Yeah.
So yeah, their event is Back to the Future, which have they released what the details of that event are?
Yes,
Ooh.
this says it says the third event of the Inter-House, Inda Mentorship, offering a mixed bill of challenges, trivia,
yeah.
and a battle between legacy generation and new generation of UK hip-hop scene.
Cool.
So, yeah, we'll see.
Dancers are so
Sounds
lucky
exciting.
these days, man. There's just so many people to learn from.
That's true.
Yeah.
And yeah, that
Good people.
that aspect of the legacy versus, how did they phrase it?
They said legacy generation and new generation.
I think that might be, without sharing anything that I know behind the scenes, might be more of a practical something dance thing happening to watch.
Oh, not a battle.
You'll have to tune in and find out. But yeah, like more of a spectacle to enjoy.
Interesting. So that's going to be on the 23rd of February, on the Thursday. So that's
Cool.
in 2
Which
weeks.
is 2 weeks, not this Thursday, not next Thursday, Thursday after.
Yes.
Boom.
On the Friday, they will have a house battle called the Red Thread House Heads.
Red Thread House Heads, not Red, because Frankie's like alter ego brand name is Red Dread House Head.
Yeah.
So this is the Red Thread.
But I'm pretty
Head.
sure he's the one
They're
organizing
red.
it. So
Thread. Yeah, they actually did say.
But threads is...
Red Thread.
That's what I thought.
I just got it. Everyone's supposed to wear red, so it's the red threads.
this guy.
I thought it was threads.
thread.
Thread, like the dance move, red threads.
Well, I think that's
So what's
as
the
well,
difference?
right?
Huh?
I don't know what it means.
Like threads is like a slang for clothes.
Oh, is it?
So like
I
red
didn't know
threads.
that.
I'd never
Is it-
thought of it. Maybe that is it,
But
or maybe it's not.
threading-
Yeah, they're supposed to wear something red, so that's the concept. So
I did not put that together.
Nice.
I didn't expect
Yeah,
you to.
interesting. So that's going to be on the Friday 24th. It's a 1v1 house. It says a 1v1 house dance experience.
Oh no!
Oh my
No,
god!
no,
there
no,
we
no,
go.
no, no. Enjoy yourselves, guys. Please
He's angry
continue.
at us.
Oh, look, Harry Potter glass.
Those are gents. Do you want the sunglasses?
Oh, they're a bit prescription. They're actually quite
Yeah,
good.
they are.
Hey, does anyone? Oh no, carry on, because there was a cartoon.
Yeah,
where
please do
this
carry
guy
on.
wore, like, several pens.
Don't do that.
Oh no!
dream.
Now we're all sorry. Oh, for fuck's sake! Yeah, carry on.
No, there is
Yeah.
a character that looks like this.
Yeah, you.
So that is happening on the Friday 24th.
Oh, I can see myself.
Oh my god, guys!
Sorry.
You're so weird.
Sorry.
What do you mean?
No, come on, we've got to be serious. Your face.
Shut up. Yeah. So red thread, dread thread, shred. Yeah. What is that?
A 1v1 house dance experience.
Okay.
I don't know if that means battle,
I think it does.
but if it's 1v1, I guess it's some kind of
Yeah.
battle.
And I think the judge is Wesley.
Wesley, yeah.
Cool.
Exactly.
Very good.
Wesley.
He is from, I want to say, Holland,
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
You know, there's actually a difference between Netherlands and Holland.
Yeah. You only know that because you listen to my podcast with Paradox.
No, because I have some like general knowledge.
Education.
Yeah.
Anyway, Friday, 24th. And then we move on to the Saturday where they're holding the Fire in the House battle.
Boom.
Which
First
is
event back of the Kingdoms League.
exactly
Cool.
with a 1v1 popping and 1v1 hip hop.
So we are back to Kingdoms. I actually saw Clara today on the way to teach. And what we were talking about, which I thought was interesting for the pod, is that it's very interesting because, do you know much about this Kingdoms League? Thang to
Been
thang.
following on Instagram.
Yes.
So what happened was that there's this whole obviously league and people gain points and blah 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 blah, and then on the day you had a chance to like do ciphers, then do 2 battles, then do a last chance cipher thing, and then you battle in the final thing. And basically Marvel Nick hadn't done any events, showed up with 0 points in the league, battled his way all the way through the qualifying spots, then into the main thing, beat everyone in the main thing and won the
course.
whole thing.
Yeah.
So what we're saying is it would be interesting if now people see that and they think, oh, there's no point in me getting all these points. I'm just going to go on the last one and try and beat everyone. And to that, I would say, there's not that many Marvels in the scene. So He did. I mean, we spoke about it. If you guys haven't seen the watch party of Kingdom League, go and watch that, because we talk about like how many rounds Nick has had to do. And it's like, yeah, Nick did that. Also, it depends on who's in the Kingdom League, because it was not a guaranteed win for Nick. Like, he did well to get that far and to win, but he could have lost a lot of the battles that he won. You know what I mean? It just, he danced really well, but it's, yeah, and especially if you're not as seasoned as Nick and you don't have that type of stamina and that type of amount of battle rounds, it's not so easy. So it's still, even though Nick did that, it's still the better route to go and get your points in the actual Kingdom League and attend all the events.
And who you're up against and the types of battlers and I guess what percentage you want to go on that day.
Yeah.
Like someone might want to come in at 100% and someone might be like, oh, I'm going to start at 80 and see.
Yeah.
Because that's how, you know, I mean.
I'm curious because, you know, the points were money.
Yeah.
So how, like, did he earn like more points battling, or like, because the
Yeah,
points
he
were
earned more
per
points.
event?
So I don't know exactly how much he walked away with, but yeah, he would have won his prize money plus the extra.
Okay.
So like, say for example, because he beat 3 people from the main things that he beat. Who did he beat? Nick, Omni, and one other person. I forget who.
Mechanical, no?
No, Nick. Sorry, I said Nick as if he beat himself.
Oh, yeah.
Mechanical, Omni, and then one other person I forgot. But basically, each of them already had existing points, so he took their points as he went through. So
okay. I see.
yeah, he would have won the money for that plus his
That's cool.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, that's really cool.
his extra. So, but it just means the first person he battled, unfortunately, it was Harry, who also qualified, which is, I don't know that I think they should have battled each other, but let's say, because you get to choose, whoever has the highest points gets to choose who they battle. And basically your point, like, if you have 30 points, that's £30. And if, let's say you have 30
Love
points
that idea. Yeah.
and I have 0 and I'm Nick, right? If you choose me, if I beat you, I get 30 points and I move. But if you beat me, you don't. You still have 30 points and you move on. So you kind of want to
like
battle
Alice in
someone.
Borderland.
Yeah.
I don't know that, but sounds good.
It's a series
Ah.
on Netflix.
What's
It's
it called?
Alice in Borderland.
Yes. Oh my
You know what I
God,
mean
it's
about the
so
points?
good. Yeah.
There was
yeah.
a game that's kind of how Kingdoms League battle is
Right.
like. If you'd exchange, if you beat that person, you'd get their points, or like.
Oh, maybe
But
that's where they get there.
I like that.
Yeah, it was cool. And it means even if you come second or whatever, you still get something. And it's also
Yeah,
like,
I think that's the thing that with battles for me was like, all that work, and then it's like,
for fucking nothing.
yeah,
But it's like, if you, let's say you have 30 points and I have 20 points. If you beat me, you go with 50 points, but I still leave with my 20 points.
leave with your 20. Okay,
So it's like you get my money and more, but I keep mine.
that's good.
Yeah. So even if you're, you know, it's not loads, but I'd rather go in with 20 quid than nothing.
Yeah,
True.
expenses and like you know, that's a great. Even though it's a point system, it's not rigid.
Yeah.
Because you've still got subjectiveness of judging and.
Do you
and
have
get your
the
points.
details of the like judges and stuff for that one? Because I know Laura Nala
Yes.
is judging the hip hop.
It's Sonia,
Oh yes,
Lorenala.
Sonia from, I think she's still in Bandidas, or if not, she was. She's a whacker and a popper. She's
Bandidas.
great.
Nice.
Um,
It's just them two.
yeah, and
and then,
Laura Nala is a legend. One day I'm going to get her on the podcast. We've spoken about it. It's just making it happen. But at some point I'm going to take a trip to Paris and do a bunch of pods. But yeah, like Laura's like, she's young. She's like younger than me. Oh yeah, actually you can come and help me translate.
Oh my God, I speak French. Breaking
It's
news.
like, yeah.
Me too, actually, kind of.
Parlez-vous
Hey, I'm trying my best.
Yeah, me too in English, but I get told the jokes.
Your
so
English
there
is
you go.
way better than my French, so don't
That
be
is true.
fucking nice to me.
I'm meant to be able to speak French and I can't.
Well, you know what?
My dad speaks Creole and French because it's
It's just,
I'm like-
you know, some of us care about our culture.
Wow.
can I break in here?
I love you so much. French is not my culture. Yeah, so Laura, if you don't know Laura, she's a fucking, like a legend. She's quite young. She's a bit younger than me, but she's been like traveling and like a big figure on the scene for like, since like 2003 to like early. So she's a bit of an OG who's not old. Yeah, she's fucking dope. So yeah, check out that event if you can. It's going to be a good one. I think. Is that the Red Bull space again?
Yeah, everything's at the Red Bull.
Boom.
Yes.
Which means
free drinks. Woohoo.
But with Red Bull.
yeah.
And when it's the
Free
evenings.
drinks.
This is such an old people speaking because I'm the
Yeah.
same. It's like, oh, it means I'm going to get a headache.
No, because when it was Joe's monkey flip, Joe Priest.
But they sometimes have beers and stuff, don't they? At Red Bull space?
I think
I
it was
don't know,
Spirit
I
with
was-
Spirit with Red
and
Bull.
I said, "Oh, can I just have a straight vodka?" And she was like, "No, you have to have Red Bull with it." And I
Is
was like,
it?
"Oh, I'll just have nothing." And I didn't.
my
And
God.
because it was an evening event, like seriously, I can't go to.
Oh, right, because
sleep
the
on a Red
caffeine is
Bull.
keep you up.
Yeah. I was like, I just won't have anything.
Aw.
Yeah. But it's nice that they do that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just
Well.
literally like putting Red Bull down. Like
We still love it.
No,
I,
but
just
we
get-
love you.
I take a can of Red Bull and I'm like,
it's great, Red Bull. It's great
me and Roxy, I don't think I've told this story before. Me and Roxy got in trouble
with Red Bull.
a little bit. No, more with the cameramen because I was her like +1 when she did the BC1 cipher like years ago.
Yeah.
And we were like, they had to do a little thing where they just had to get some B-roll of Roxy like chatting and stuff backstage. So it was like her supposed to be like stretching, and I'm sure it's fine to tell the story, but like stretching and like getting ready, and I was there as her like moral support before she went on, and they were shooting like from like, you know, like through the banister of the stairs and through the door, so that it would look like they were catching us in a private moment. But they were like, oh, we're going to put these Red Bulls in the shot, like so that they, you know, can be seen. And like me and Rox, when we get in that mood, it's like we're horrible, like we just egg each other on. But we were literally like in the middle of like doing the thing that they want, and then we'd like pick up a Red Bull, and then imagine the camera's Nads and just go and then they were like, all right, so, no guys, you can't do that. And we're like, okay, cool. But then we'd both be laughing so hard that she'd do it, and then she'd just pick up the Red Bull and just be like, and then carry on. And there's just so many moments like that. They were like, guys, you have to stop doing that. But we were having a fucking fantastic time. Anywho, what else we got news-wise?
So the Just Jam event.
Yeah, what's this thing about it's sold out or what happened?
Yeah, so they're having the Cypher qualification on the Saturday 25th.
Yeah.
And it's full. The registration is full, so you can't register anymore.
Oh, did they say how many people?
Yeah, they
Like-
posted the list actually. Let me put it.
Where is that happening?
Newcastle.
Newcastle.
So it's like a
Newcastle.
big, like, quite a well-known b-boy jam, and from what I hear, everyone in the scene kind of loves the people that run it, and the organization is pretty like breaking jam for breakers. You know what I mean? Like it's like they're
I like Newcastle.
Well, they don't say how many people, but it's quite a lot of people.
okay.
Whoa.
So that's just who registered to enter prelims. I mean, I like the idea of them capping the thing. It's like it means we don't have to sit through like
Yeah.
15. I mean, I can't go, but
I mean, that looks like 100 people. I'm not gonna lie.
okay. So maybe they capped it at 100 for timekeeping's sake. I think why the fuck not? And then you can't register too late. Like you have to register on time, and
Yeah.
they know how many people. Why not cap it?
Yeah, around like maybe 70 people. Okay, maybe 100 was a push, but yeah.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, and you know, shout out to Just Jam for, and also they're a big enough event that they know people are going to come and sign up, and
Yeah, and
They're
they
not
have a
gonna
lot
drop
of they have a lot of people international actually.
oh, sick.
coming, which
Like
is-
guests or just
No, like that sign up for the cipher.
nice.
Oh, that's
Like
cool.
Italy, Portugal, Spain.
Oh, sick. Yeah, I think it's one of those ones that people will travel to. And shout out to them for keeping it in Newcastle. And,
Yeah,
like, doing
true.
something for the town and the scene up there. So that's always good, because when stuff gets big, it's like it's
Yeah.
nice to have something for your town and for things to feel different. Like it's nice to travel to Newcastle for a jam. I would have gone if it wasn't my sister's birthday, but she was very inconsiderate, and 30 years ago had a birthday.
Oh, 30th as well.
Yeah, 30th. So,
Oh wow.
Can't really.
thanks a lot. No, I'm joking. Yeah, but I would have gone.
But yeah, that's it. News wise.
Cool, freaking awesome. Well, what about the
Yes.
what about the Primal Instincts 5th anniversary?
Yeah.
Because you were there.
Yeah, I was there and you wasn't.
I was not there. Sorry, Primal Instincts. I love you though.
Yeah, the event was.
Yeah, a little. She's in a little sassy mood. I blame you.
Sassy.
So
She's bringing the best out of
I
me.
told you this that Jen says whenever I speak French, I'm sassy in French. Like she said, like when I'm trying to pronounce the words, if I come across as like a sassy.
Do you
French
feel
person.
suave when you speak French?
No, but it's just because I find with accents, you have to like, with languages, you have to like lean into the accent. You can't just try and be like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a French word off the top of my head.
Oh yeah, because it's but like
You can't-
parlez-vous, like it's just
Yeah,
not,
you can't be like, give me a word or a sentence to say or something in French.
basically how Del Boy does French. You can't be like
Yeah, like let's say even in bonjour, like if you want to say like bonjour or something, like you can't be like bonjour, like you can't half-ass it. You have to like
What can't you be like? Sorry.
bonjour, but you kind of have to like lean into it in order to get the right,
Bonjour.
especially if you're trying to focus on like the R's and the all that.
Yeah,
You have to like lean
yeah.
into it. So because I'm like really like bonjour, like pronouncing it, she's like you come across so sassy, like you have an issue with everything.
You kind of have to be like eyebrow raised, like,
Yeah,
bonjour, because French is such a cool sounding language.
Yeah.
and then meanwhile I'm probably fucking everything up, so I just sound like a sassy person.
you
Like
probably-
No,
yeah.
you don't.
no,
No, it's okay.
okay. Thank you. How was the Primal Instincts event at Box Park, Wembley 5th anniversary?
Oh my god, that was a long sentence.
3v3.
It was amazing. It was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, it was super cool. Like the levels was sick. The battlers
Good
were
breakers,
sick. Yeah. I mean, I don't go to a lot of breaking events, but
Right. Fair.
I
They
feel
could have
like-
been doing 6 steps for all we know. You're like, yeah,
no, but I
sick
know it was
breakers.
sick. I know it was sick. I know it was sick.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I could have entered that.
Yeah.
I remember them.
6-step battle.
Yeah.
First one to get to
Yeah.
6 wins.
3 step and backspin.
If someone's
That's my
like, does
power
5
move.
steps and they're like, damn it,
Yeah.
I've missed one.
There should be a battle for people like me for breaking.
But they
It's
do.
just
It's like
rubbish.
kids, beginners.
Me with the kids. Yeah. And I can spin once on my head and then that's it.
That's already good.
But it's like, wait, like, and then I need to get my hat on. Okay, let me get into, like, all
A
right,
little
I'm
cute
going.
beanie with her name on it.
Yeah. It'll be like that.
Do we know who won? We do. Smack 19?
Smack 19.
Smack 19. Who was in it? Karam.
That,
Jack. No. Who was it? Can you look it up?
that? Yeah.
Is there a dancer called Jack the Lad?
No.
Oh, that's
I mean, maybe in the world. Not that I know.
needs
Of.
to be in the UK.
McLean from Ill Warriors.
Yeah.
McLean's Karam and it's
Little
we posted
Warriors
it.
from Derby.
Yeah.
And
Good knowledge.
I want to say
Razzle Rock.
Yeah.
Razzle Rock. Le Razzle
See, that's what I'm saying.
Rock.
Every
Yeah,
Friday.
it's
Every,
it's actually a
but
bit
it was not to you.
It's actually a
I
bit
was just saying it.
offensive.
You didn't say it. You
it's
didn't.
actually a bit offensive.
Listen, I'm allowed to be offensive. I'm French. Je parle en français, mate. All right.
J'aime pas.
Je parle en the fucking français.
Yeah, Razzle
Je
Rock.
m'appelle
All right, Razzle Rock, Karam, and
And McLean.
McLean.
Razzle.
Good fucking trio, to be honest.
I don't think McLean is part of Smack 19, but
No, he's
joined-
in Ill Warriors. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ill Warriors are sick. Yeah, from Derby.
Because
Bunch of good guys.
Paco,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, his peeps. Yeah.
good peeps, good peeps.
Yeah, I was up there for the Breaking League event with Paco and Andre and those guys. And yeah, they're just I like Ill Warriors. They're just a solid bunch of like breakers. I mean, I don't know them besides like Karam, and I don't know them too personally. Oh no, Karam's not Ill Warriors. I don't know all of them personally, but they seem like good people and they're good breakers. So I like that. And I like a crew that's like a crew and they all stick together and they're all friends and seemingly. So yeah, shout out Ill Warriors. We love ya.
Yeah, it was sick.
What else? Any about the event? Yeah, anything?
The music was sick.
Yeah,
It was-
Renegade all night.
Yeah, it was so good all day. Like just tunes.
Sick. Even like the breaking tracks you
Yeah,
enjoyed.
yeah,
Oh, cool.
It was only breaking tracks.
Oh, cool.
It
Because
was
that's like
really good.
sometimes the criticism of breaking events from non-breakers is that they don't like the music. So that's cool.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it.
Sick.
Yeah, it was really good event. The location was nice. I feel like it was a bit crowded, but
Box Park Wembley, right?
yeah,
Was it like in one room of Box Park Wembley?
yeah.
Right.
Like they had just a room set up with the like on the floor like the mat thing.
Yeah. Like an upstairs bar kind of thing.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
that's it.
Breaking music, right? Does anyone make it anymore? Because there's
Good
so
question.
much from when it all
Back in the day.
back in the day. I've got all my like CDs with all the old school like it doesn't need to be made anymore. I
think there are people that are, because the thing is also
like they make
the issue now is copyright. So all of these big events like the Olympics for sure, but like all the Red Bull stuff that's live streamed, and all of the WDSF stuff that's live streamed, they can't use a lot of tracks, so they have to use. Well, for Red Bull, I have an interview with Cont. It's an old one, but it's on there. But he talks about it a little bit, where Red Bull basically have a list of songs that are qualified, basically. So they're ones that have either been licensed or have been made, and the producer has given permission specifically for them to be used in breaking battles, and then the DJs have to basically spin from what's on the list. I don't know how much that's changed or what caveats there are.
Another way of getting money into the scene. The producers who made those tracks, new people buying those tracks that maybe were once upon a time, like. It's all round good, isn't it? Like,
yeah, except I don't know what the deal is in terms of Red Bull paying these people for their songs. I'm sure they do, but I don't know how much it is and whether it's sustainable. Also, there's not a lot of incentive for music producers in the dance scene, because although we have these huge battles and there's millions of dancers that want these songs and like tune into SoundCloud and all that, they don't. When was the last time we pay for songs? Like,
I pay for music.
Well, good, but most people don't. Like, if you go to a training session and it's like, most people will put on a SoundCloud mix from SoundCloud and play it through the speakers. They're not like paying to download someone's album and put it on. Hopefully the DJs are. Hopefully DJs who are spinning for battles, dance battles, are paying for the songs and then spinning them in battles. That would be great. But I know a lot of the dancers where that would be a good market if you had to pay for it. But it's kind of hard. It's like streaming, and like people aren't.
Oh, of course. I think because I spent years downloading from LimeWire and Napster.
Yeah.
And I felt bad about that. And I've got friends who are artists, and I went, right, if I like a song, I'm going to buy it.
Yeah. Which I think is good.
Yeah. And I've spent a lot on music in my lifetime. But it's learning about, especially Spotify, the money that artists make is just nothing.
It's not. Yeah, exactly.
And
the streaming.
I hate that.
Is it working?
Really,
it's working.
Your face
really
was
annoys me. I hate it.
Yeah, and it's just hard because it's like, if we could find a way to incentivize these producers, we could create like so much more of a thing where we don't have to worry about any of these, like we don't have to worry about music copyright. We could use these stuff like, for social media and all that. Like, we could have our own tracks.
Instagram is the worst for taking your stuff off. Like,
well, there's a workaround now if you're using stuff that's like popular for reels, because you can add the music from Instagram, and often they have everything basically. So let's say I used the Anderson .Paak and Corday track recently.
so you just put it on top.
Well, what you can, because basically you can add the song, and what you are supposed to do, let's say you dance to a song, you're supposed to like move the audio in the app to like match what you're dancing on.
Sure.
But because you can control the in-camera audio, in the actual videos audio, and then the app audio. So what I do is, because obviously with Premiere and all, like, I can actually edit stuff, I just put the song on top perfectly because I don't have that issue. And then I put the other song on top so that it's there, but I just minus the volume to like 5. So really what you're hearing is the volume from this, but the app thinks that you're playing it from there. So I don't get flagged for copyright because you're...
then that's better.
Yeah, you're technically like crediting the right person, and you're attaching the real... So if people want to click on it, like, you're not trying to claim it's another song. You're saying this is the official song.
Yeah.
So you can get away with it if you do that on Reels and you attach the audio.
But now there's a problem with music videos and the actual footage.
Like not using it. Well, so this is something interesting actually, now we're on it, about copyright. Because I see people posting this thing of like the fair use thing that people write in their comments and stuff. And it does, just for everyone at home, it doesn't do anything. Like 100%, I can guarantee you. Writing fair use, blah, 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 that whole little copy and paste thing doesn't mean anything. Anymore. Fair use is, first of all, it's subjective, depending on it's up to the person deciding. So you can appeal a claim and say it was for fair use. Yeah, but it's case by case. It's not always the thing. Some of the things that are part of what you put under that fair use is parody, critique, and maybe just those two. Maybe there's other circumstances, but the big two is parody and critique. So let's say when we do reaction videos, we've been flagged for it, but when you put the video here and you are talking about it,
because it's educational.
Well, what they say is you add something to the original content. Like what you're creating is not just, if you just played it and didn't say anything, and then that was your thing, and you put it out saying new music video and it's just us watching it, they might say you haven't added anything, so therefore you're monetizing off just the video. But if we comment and add expertise, because we're dancers and we're talking about the choreography, we're adding something. So this video that you're watching is more than just the music video, which is the whole point. It's a reaction, it's a whatever. So when I then flag that and they say you've been copyrighted for this, which is probably usually just a lazy sweep of anyone that's using it. So then I write back and I say I want to appeal, and they say why, and I say fair use, it's critique, and at some points parody because we're making jokes about them. So we're adding something to the original content. It comes under fair use, blah blah blah, and we're not claiming it's our thing. And a lot of times they let it go. But just saying because if you're dancing to a track, that's not fair use. You're not, you could be saying you're adding something to it, but you're not adding something to the audio. You are using the original track, if that makes sense. So if we were, I mean, it's hard because it's like you could say you're adding something by dancing to it, but then it's like you're adding something
parody
visual.
gets away with it because you're essentially taking the piss out of something.
Well, you know, have you heard of Weird Al Yankovic?
Yeah.
So he did all
when I
those.
was younger, he was massive.
Right. So he did all those songs where basically, to explain for people at home, it's like he did a song that was a famous song, but he changed the words to make it funny.
Yeah, he did like Amish Paradise, which was Gangster's Paradise, and it was all like Amish people. Oh my God.
So like he just uses the same.
I don't know if he could do that these days. And eat it instead of beat it.
Right.
Yeah.
So he got away with all of that and was able to sell it because under copyright law, parody is allowed. So if you're making a joke about something, you're allowed to do it.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. So, and that's the other thing, is case by case. So you can pretty much say like reaction, because I mean, reaction videos all over YouTube. That's why they're allowed, because it's critique and parody. So you can't just sit and watch it. You have to like talk about it.
So yeah, that I think this is where it all sort of ties into like creativity and all that and blah, blah, blah. Like having...
I'm making faces while she's taking pictures.
Can we just...
Oh, is that for Instagram? Okay, don't put that up. Sorry, I thought...
Put it up.
No!
We need to see the real juice.
Yeah, go on, sorry.
So,
yeah,
we've had this. So if we've had an artist in a music video and we post it, this is our talent. We don't post the whole video. We just post main sections. Then it's like, oh, you're using the audio because it's within the thing. And I'm like, oh, for God's sake. Because we always put, like, you can download the track here on iTunes.
Yeah.
We don't put fair use. We put, this is for non-profit purposes.
Yeah, it doesn't make a difference.
No, it doesn't.
Them.
But we've
should,
had
but
everything that they've questioned, we've had them put back on, which is good.
Oh,
because
nice.
we talk about... because now it's the footage that this footage belongs to someone else. I'm like,
well, you know what's funny now that, like, because after we hit 1,000 subscribers, it like opens up a lot of tools on YouTube.
Yeah.
So now that we've hit it, I can do that. So there's people that have reposted.
so if I reviewed this,
it comes up with any time anyone's used any video that's already on the Capsule page.
Yeah.
If you post it on your YouTube, I can see it. And it comes up to me and said, this person's used it, and I can choose what to do. I can ignore it. I can ask you politely to like, well, I can get your YouTube flagged.
I'm going to create.
But I can, it's cool because it's like, I can, they say, do you want to send a message to the person and ask them to take it down?
Yeah.
Or do you want to submit a dispute?
Yeah.
And if, like, let's say if you submit a dispute and it turns out fine, it's like your channel could get a copyright strike. So it's like asking me, do I want to do that? But also if you can't weaponize that, because if you get found out for like doing copyright strikes that just to be mean or whatever, they can take my channel down.
Which podcasters have done.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's the whole thing of like, if it's a music video, they're already monetizing on YouTube, whether it's label, artist, whatever, making money. Like if you're part of that video, you cannot even share that you are part of that creatively. That's what's annoying. Yeah,
unless maybe you do something where, because you know on Reels and TikTok now, they have this voiceover function. So like you can have a video and you can just record and it records your voice over whatever you've posted. Have you seen that?
But it's not just the sound, is it? It's now the actual footage and the visuals.
Yeah, but I wonder if
They're
maybe,
striking.
well, yeah. Because if it was just the sound, then maybe you could record and say, I was in a music. You know, like they have that TikTok like voiceover narration thing.
Yeah.
So maybe then it's like, it's not a thing. Or I think if you post that and you add the official audio from the Instagram app,
It might be better.
I don't think it'll come up. I think
Yeah.
it's only because you post it without connecting it somehow and then they
It's
find it.
annoying, isn't it?
Yeah.
So annoying.
But then we say about like them not earning money from Spotify and stuff, and it's like because of shit like this that they don't earn money. Not us specifically, but not having these rules.
But then I think that's separate from this social media app. Like,
Sure.
but it's not separate. They're all joined, aren't they? They're all linked. Facebook owns Instagram.
Well,
blah,
I
blah,
mean,
blah,
I guess
blah.
if it's like you know, your song blows up on TikTok and you're getting like literally millions of views on your song because people are dancing to it, but you're not getting any money or return from that, and you're like a million people have heard my song, but on my Spotify it says like 5,000 views. It's like I guess that must be frustrating. So it must be a way of like, can't I link this and can't I?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
I think that's good that Instagram now has allowed you to put the track
put
on
the
top.
track on,
That's
yeah.
cool. The artist hopefully gets something from that. But remember, none of this is in benefit to the artist. It will
No,
be
yeah,
the
for
big
sure.
heads above them all going, we want the money. And
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anywho's,
got a lot of industry.
so do you want to have a look at these questions that we spoke about?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? So we're not going to do all of them, but let's do a few. So me and Nads are both now lecturing at University of East London because we are big fancy people.
Ooh.
And
None of us went to university.
yeah, true.
Crazy.
And
I did it, Mum.
Yeah. Aw.
I did it. I had to ask my family, like, guys, have you got any tips for someone who didn't went to university?
Like teaching at a university.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. But we are lecturing this as a one-off. We're lecturing, guys. I hate you both.
don't.
We are lecturing, and yeah, there's one of the things that I did with the students on the first week that I thought would be interesting to bring here to this podcast. But basically, we did some like ethical and moral decision making as a professional.
Ooh.
And I don't think you've. Oh no, you answered them. You made me laugh.
Yeah.
With some of them, I texted them to her and she answered them. So Naz, you're the only person that hasn't seen.
Are we
them.
not going to know Sophia's answers?
Yeah, well we can.
Are they
Wait, let me
really,
turn
like,
off this. Let me
awful?
turn off this because I don't want you to see it.
Why you don't want to see the list?
I wanna,
the question?
yeah, because I don't want you to think ahead. Let's, Sophia, you give your answer from the student perspective. Then
Okay.
Naz can give her answer from the
Always a student of
seasoned
life.
veteran. Student of life, but seasoned also in the industry.
Category is face. Right. It's student. Yeah. Okay. Done.
So
It's just if you wanted to edit like the sections, you've got like student of life. I'm doing.
no, we're going to do thumbnail
doing the
pictures
prep.
after. We're going to do that
like
after.
Oh, okay.
Which that's perfect. Tally never does them, so you can do them.
Like, yes. Amazing.
Worst combo I'd ever for a pod. I didn't realize. Sorry, guys. I won't have them back at the same time. You two.
What are we doing
This
wrong?
is a great partnership. What are you talking about? Right, the question. Let's
Would
get
you?
serious. Oh, sorry.
Does that sound good in your ears, guys? Would you?
I can hum and whistle at the same time. Ready? Okay.
Do you see? Do you see? Do you see?
That's crazy.
You didn't believe I could do it.
Everyone can do that.
No.
What? No.
You're doing like this. You're doing it for.
That's really good. That's really,
You
really
see?
good.
Whose side are you on? All right. Let me ask you a question. I hate you guys so much.
I'm 40 this year, everyone.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
man.
Would
Right.
you right now, today, this person who you are right now,
Yes.
would you do a Drake music video for free?
Yes.
Sorry, that was such a genuine
no,
reaction.
it's fine.
No, but this is
No,
what we're
don't
here
do
for.
this.
This is what we're here for.
No.
You would do it.
No.
Would you do it?
No,
Why not?
because Drake is a big artist.
Yes.
He is the Pepsi of rap,
Oh, let's go Coke. Can we not?
And no, he's not Coca-Cola.
Who's Coca-Cola of rap?
It's not Drake. I'm not saying I don't like Drake, but he's Pepsi. And they've got money.
Wait. How is he Pepsi
You
to
love
who's
Drake.
Coke? He's the biggest.
Drake is not the biggest.
He's the biggest artist, period, besides Bad Bunny. He's got more number ones than the Beatles, more number ones than Michael Jackson. He's the biggest.
Yeah, but
I'm going to look
Okay,
up
so
biggest artists of like...
yeah, but
There you go.
yeah, but then what does that? Okay, so how are we quantifying? Because
how
you
many
could
they've
say
sold?
Jay-Z, you could say that, like big. You could. I mean, I'm not a Diddy fan, but you could say like what are we going? You're just a fan.
Yeah, you're just a fan. He loves Drake so much.
Listen, you do his music video for free, so
Yeah,
swing it back around. Go on, why would you
So
do
he's
his
like, oh,
music
yeah.
video for free?
Yeah, why would you do it?
I mean, it's like Drake.
Like, so for the experience.
No, but actually hearing like, oh, he has money, like,
Yeah.
it makes sense. But
Yeah, but that's why he
he
should pay you. But does it mean you would actively turn it down? That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Because I don't even know that I would turn it down. I think I would.
Guys, you need to value yourselves.
Of course, but it's
Put it this
Drake.
And I'm saying that serious. Yeah, but it's Drake.
No, but you know what? I think it depends on what role they approached me in. If they said, "Oh, we need you to film on this, blah blah blah," like be a camera operator or something, I'd probably be like, "No."
Yeah, no.
If they were like, we want you to shoot like a behind the scenes vlog thing, and it's going to be all your creative control, blah blah, but there's no. I think maybe if they asked me to be in the video as a dancer, they're like, "Oh, come and freestyle in the video for free." I'm like, I might do that. But if it's like, oh, we need you to do like 3 rehearsals and a show and a shooting day, then I'd be like, nah, probably not. You know, it's like, I think it would depend. Only because it's Drake and I'm a big fan.
Who am I a big fan of?
Yeah, that's the question. Is that if it was someone that meant a lot to you, would you do it? Who do you?
Who means enough to me?
That you would do
As
it
a
just for the
celebrity.
experience.
I don't know.
What about acting wise? If it was like, oh, you can, like, there's a big role in like a movie along, and it's literally just like a 1-day thing, and there's a scene that you can be in, and they're like, do you want to do it? There's no pay, but do you want to just be in this scene and be on the screen?
I'd ask for money.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, oh, I'd love to do it. Can I get? And then I'd just say the day rate. And if they're like, yeah, then I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the right answer. But
yeah, just like,
That
oh,
makes
could
sense.
you do some expenses that are like £350?
yeah, true.
I don't know. Look, coming from my perspective, how I know Free Your Style fights so hard. We turned down.
I'm offending her because I'm on her agency.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
she's like, what do you mean?
So
you do the music.
Him, I'm literally
Meanwhile, behind the
I'm
scenes,
looking
she's
at him
like,
like,
she's like behind the scenes, like not letting me do jobs for that when they.
and I'm in Equity's office tomorrow, right? For no pay.
Representing
For 2 hours.
Oh,
with
so
some-
now who's doing stuff for no pay? Oh,
You think Equity's going to pay me to
oh
sit
well,
there?
I think Drake's gonna pay me.
Yeah, Equity's going to pay me to sit there and have a go at them for being
Yeah.
rubbish. Because you're rubbish.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm on board too.
Yeah, and I pay
Unless you want to
guys.
pay me for stuff, and then I'm on your
This is
side.
a big thing because Equity, and I've said this several times, they've got loopholes that screw us over, right? And they know about it, and I'm there to go, you're doing this, stop it. But basically, I know how hard Ben and Layla at Free Your Style like turned down so much low paid work. And it doesn't just affect the performer, it affects them because of commission and stuff. But it's just like, my thing is, we're so conditioned in this industry to just appreciate working with someone we look up to. And I don't know, like, it just blows my mind. These people that we look up to, Drake, let's say, it's not a question in their heads to ask someone, do this for free, because they're just so used to us going, yes. But if someone goes, no, because I look up to you because of where you are now, you've worked hard for it, blah, 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 or whatever. You got all your money and you're talented.
You've got enough.
You got enough.
Drake could pay us our day rates out of his pocket, and it would be fine.
I mean,
To be honest with you, I have to change my answer. In an isolated situation, I might
where's
say
the
yes.
Nerf gun?
No, wait. I'm being good. Listen.
Oh, he's scared of it. I got him.
Fuck's sake. In an isolated like world, I might have said yeah, and like my morals, I wouldn't stand on them, I don't think. However, knowing the people that would cuss me out if I told them I did it for free.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
It's like you, Jen, Tally, like everyone would have a fucking go at me for having done that. So I probably actually in real life wouldn't, because I would just mention it to one of you guys and you'd kick my head in. So probably in a real world.
But at the same time, I get it, because I think, years ago, I would have been like, oh yeah, I'll do it because it's for my show reel and blah blah blah. And
I wouldn't. It wouldn't even be that for me. It would be a non.
Just,
it would be almost me like I'm gonna cost myself money in order to do something fun.
It's like personal achievement.
Which I do, sometimes it's like there's no money for a lot of the stuff I do with the capsule, and I know like certain things they never will be, but I'm purposefully like, oh, I'm gonna go shoot with like a dancer that I like, and it's like I know they don't have money to pay me, but I want to shoot with them, so I'm gonna literally cost myself money and give them something for free just because I want to do it for fun. That's the mentality I would have with like a Drake video. It's like I know I should be getting paid, but Drake can afford it, whereas a dancer might not be able to.
Yeah, and if he came on this podcast and said, you need to pay me, that would be an outrage, don't you think?
So then I shouldn't charge. What? What's the point here?
No, I'm just like, okay, if we want to be moral, because remember with you talking about so the UEL, what you learn in your class, like ethics and
Hi guys,
moral.
none of you are listening to this.
Yeah, some things are not about the law, right? They're about your morals, which is not the law, right?
Oh, we have had so many debates in our life
about this.
Because anything that like is like this, I'm like, yeah, but the law says, and she's like, yeah, but you shouldn't, and I'm like, yeah, but the law says. We always take the opposite side on this, but I'm with you though. So
because I'm very interested in the law, guys. Like, okay, if morally it would be wrong if Drake asked you to pay him to be on this.
But
I think it would
business
be
wise,
cruel.
cruel and like not like a
unkind.
Like, but I would completely be like,
you'd max out a credit card.
No, I wouldn't do it. But I'd be like, yeah, he's fair enough. Like he's got a right to do that. Like even with some dancers and stuff, it's like if they, like I've heard of dancers like asking for money to sign autographs and stuff, which I think is fucking wild. Like,
oh wow,
yeah, like choreo dancers and stuff who go and they do workshops, and then people want to get a signed picture and stuff, and they charge to like.
I didn't know people could sign stuff anymore.
Or maybe I'm talking shit. Maybe it's like to take pictures with them. They charge or something.
Meet and greets.
No, I don't know. I think that's fucking stupid. If you want to stick around for half an hour after your workshop and shake hands, do that. If you don't, go. But like, I don't know, charging people an extra £5 to. I don't know. Anyway, I don't. Morally, I'd be like, these people I want to learn from me. They've just paid for my workshop. I can. Morally, I'd stick around and be nice.
If them and everyone wants to chat with them, then how do you choose?
Either do it or don't do it. Like I don't know. For me, that's the moral side. However, they have a right to, and I actually back dancers being able to monetize everything they do. And if there's something of value and a lot of people want it and they will pay for it. Business wise, of course, put money behind it. So I don't, in a real world sense, I wouldn't stop them from doing it. I think that's a fine idea, and I think everyone should get their money how they want to. On a moral level, I wouldn't do that. I would not to people that have, not for fellow dancers that have come. If I'm on Justin Timberlake's tour and there's people that are fans of Justin Timberlake and the show and they want to come backstage and meet the dancers of Justin Timberlake, cool, let's monetize the shit out of that. But dancers who are in my industry, who are younger me's, who have come to my workshop to learn and just want to take a picture and say hi afterwards, I not saying no one else should, I wouldn't charge for that. No matter how much money I was making or how big I got, I would not charge for that.
Well, what would be more valuable is like, if you charge them to have a 20-minute sit down with you to just do a one-on-one.
Yeah. I think advice, if you're offering something.
Or whatever.
Yeah, just to fucking shake my hand and take a picture with me for Insta.
Something a bit of substance, right? That's what sometimes we miss in the kind of.
And you should pay for substance, for sure.
Yes.
Should we do another one? Well, that was the first one. Fucking hell. We'll do like 3 or 4 only. Ready for this one?
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Also ready for this one? Who should, that's the key word, own a photo of you?
Okay.
It's a picture of Nads. It's a picture. Oh, because we've talked about it a little bit. I took a picture of you. Who owns that picture and who should own that picture?
Okay, I'm not sure.
Because I didn't answer you after you replied to me on this,
no,
right?
You didn't. Okay, I'm not sure. Like,
it's
what?
Awful.
Yeah, right. You were just like,
no, but so I could make it an interesting podcast.
It's awful.
You literally said, "Haha, those are great."
Yeah, because I was like, we'll talk about it more.
Laughing at you. I mean,
Yeah,
bloody
literally, he
hell.
was like, "Oh my gosh, she's so stupid." I could see it.
I understand why you want to quit.
She doesn't want to.
So it's between.
All right, go.
Okay, I don't know the answer, so I just like it's just my logic.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's what
But
we're
like,
here for.
I guess if you pay a photographer to take pictures of you, then the pictures of yourself they're your own because you paid for them.
Interesting.
If a photographer takes a picture of you, I think it depends on the environment. If it's like an event and you know it's gonna be like there's gonna be like videos and stuff, then it's the photographers. And I think that's it actually.
Thoughts,
Okay.
comments, questions, feelings?
Yeah, because if you pay for something of you, then there should be some sort of agreement how it's used because you've paid for that session and to have that captured of yourself, which they wouldn't have if they hadn't exchanged money. But then if it's like an event and you're taking pictures and there's the disclosure thing of there will be pictures at this event, your image is most likely going to be used. If someone's like, no, then they either don't go to the event or they say to the photographer, don't catch me, which would be really difficult. Yeah. But I feel the photographer owns it. But it's a really tricky one because this happened to a dancer.
It's happened to a lot of dancers and models.
And their face was used on T-shirts and posters.
Happened to Jay-Z.
Yeah. And yeah, go on, Mr. Photographer.
Well, let's take the example of a photo shoot. Sophia hires me to take pictures of her. Well, you haven't paid me, but I've taken pictures of you.
Yeah.
Let's say those pictures. Let's give it a dance example. If you choreograph something name something that you've choreographed for.
Live show and a music video?
Let's say live show.
Okay, because then that's a bit different.
Okay, so you've choreographed for like a live show before. Like say like Tally did the Lion Witch in the Wardrobe thing.
Yes.
So you choreograph a piece which is going to be put on stage, right? You've been paid to... No, run it in!
Gosh, I mean...
Smooth look. So you've been paid to choreograph for this show, correct?
Yeah.
When you then choreograph for the show...
Yeah.
Let's say they want to take it on tour, or let's say they want to do other things with it. They did the main show. Now they want to do, let's say, other shows. They want to turn it into a film and use your choreography. Like, should you then get paid?
You do.
Right.
You do.
So in that way, they've paid for something, but because you created it, you own it. They've paid for you to provide a service, which is choreographed.
Yes.
But because you created the thing, the art, you own it and you deserve to get paid and to use it however you decide you want to. So they can't also, I don't know, can they? If you were to then teach a workshop where you're like, I'm going to teach this choreo that I use, and you're going to monetize off the fact that you're the choreographer for The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe or whatever. You could teach the workshop and you could teach the choreo from the actual live show because you're the choreographer, right? Like they couldn't.
It can depend on agreement.
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
it depends on the agreement.
Yeah.
So if they write in thing like after this you're never allowed to use it, blah blah blah, you would charge way more.
Yeah. So like whatever you've choreographed for that show, that theatre, that's done.
Yeah.
Oh, we're taking it on tour, so you will get this amount of money.
But what if you wanted to use it for your own monetization? You wanted to use that choreo that you created for them that they paid for you to create.
I would make an agreement with them and saying, look, I'm going to do workshops on this and I'm going to teach it. But then you can get round that by changing the choreo a bit.
Yeah, and legally would they really have any... Hi, Jen!
Jenny!
Legally would they have any foot to stand on or no?
There's
Like if they caught you teaching workshops of something that they paid you to create for them or whatever, would they be able to sue you or something? Not really, because it's your artistic
No, because
property,
there's
right?
still not really a lot of legality in choreography.
Fair enough. Well,
So it's free reign. Like you sometimes are just doing it off your own back.
Yeah.
So I can create whatever clauses or conditions I want.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, there's nothing for choreographers.
The parallel is in this situation is that you're the photographer and they're the client.
Sure.
So if I shoot a picture of Sophia, I've created it. So I'm the artist in air quotes. And this is where I think, like, we've spoken about this, but this is where people get thrown off, because they say like, oh, well, if I've paid for, or if you've taken a picture of me, often the response is, if you've taken a picture of me and it's me in the picture, I own it. I say, cool. What if I paint a picture of you? Do you now own any picture that I paint of you? If I sketch a picture of Jay-Z, does he own that picture now as soon as I finish the last line, or is it still my picture if I want to sell it? Does Mona Lisa own the Mona Lisa, or you know what I mean? Like whose thing is it? So the question comes in because a lot of people don't see photography as an art form, which is fine, and I get it, but I think that's from a lack of understanding of photography. It's you could give 5 different people the same camera on default settings and they would all shoot differently. And it's like the way you set the settings, the way you set up the scene, the way the angles, it all, you know, the light, the understanding of that, there's a lot to it. So people see painting as like an art form that represents things, but they see a picture as like, oh, you just took the thing. So therefore there's a kind of misunderstanding. But if you see it in the same light as painting, I can only talk on UK law anyway.
It's just a snippet of real life.
Yeah. And I can only talk on like UK law, but basically what it is as soon as a photographer takes, if a photographer takes a picture of you, the default is that the photographer owns the copyright, and the copyright is important because, you know, you said in choreography it's a bit of a wild west in a certain thing. It's not so much in photography. You could talk morally, but legally there's laws and it's about the copyright. So who owns the copyright is who can or can't get sued or can do what they want with it. So the copyright is mine on anything that I shoot, anyone, right? So even if you pay me and I come to your house, or it's like a wedding shoot or whatever, and I shoot it in, I own that copyright. So if I want to sell it and I want to make millions, there's nothing you can do, basically. If I want to sell it to a company that are then going to use it on a huge billboard and I'm going to make millions, that's my copyright. However, you can, when you enter an agreement with a photographer and you hire them, you can also say to them, I want not only pay you to shoot me, I want to also purchase the copyright for those pictures. So now we're talking way bigger money, because I use this example where, do you know Raksu, the group? Yeah. So these are like my childhood friends, you know this? So I've known them for like since I was like young in Watford.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And I shot some pictures for them, but way before they were famous. Just at the end of my road, I was just like, oh, these guys that do music, I'll help them out by shooting a few pictures. They win X Factor, they get famous, and then Penguin Publishers, luckily they were really nice, like Raksu were good guys about it, and like Penguin asked them about the pictures because it was on their Insta, and they said, oh, that's Luke, our friend, like here's his email, hit him up. So they hit me up and they were like, we want to purchase, well, at first they wanted to purchase one picture, and I was like, you know, I've got a ton more of these in the hard drive, and they were like, oh yeah, send them to us. So I sent them a whole bunch, and then they ended up buying 4 of them for a decent amount of money. After I got them to write in a usage clause, because they didn't say a time. They just said where it would be used, but they didn't say a time. And I was like, for this money that you've just offered me, a year is fine, but not like, because it was for a book. So I was like, can you write in a thing? They were like, yeah, can we do a year? And I was like, that's fine. A year is fine for what you've offered me. But you know, it could be lifetime. They could
come into play for you.
I don't get any royalties from that. They just bought
for 1 year,
the license to use for a year. So they paid. So this is the thing, when you, sorry, I'm getting lost. So I own those and I can monetize off those. So they can purchase a license to use. Penguin can purchase a license to use. Even though Raksu are in the pictures, I own the copyright. So I can do what I want with that. So I can, with that copyright, I can say, this is how much I'm going to charge for a license to use. And then I can put my stipulations of how long, where it can be used.
But you said it was printed in a book.
It would be like, that's what they were buying it. That's what the license to use was for.
But for 1 year.
For one, like it was one run of the book, which was like going to be.
And it wouldn't be in print again after a year.
Exactly. So like that was my concern. I spoke to the woman and I was like, that's fine. You know, we're printing this out and blah, blah. I think, sorry, it might not have been 1 year. It was like one run, one issue or something like that. Yeah. So I said to the woman, like, my only concern is if you decide to then reprint the book or put the adverts on billboards and all this, then now I don't get paid anymore. And she was like, no, all right, what do you want to do? Right, let's write it in. So they were nice about it, but that's my copyright. Raksu couldn't do that with my picture. So they couldn't grant, legally, they couldn't say, we're going to, you know, create a license to use our pictures, because then I could sue them and be like, no, both of you, that's my picture. You can't do that. And it's like, that's because I own the copyright. I can sell the copyright whenever I want to, and I can put it in writing that you own the copyright now. So if you said to me, let's say this is a Raksu situation where I think Sophia is going to be a big pop star, and before she's a pop star, she goes, oh, Luke, can you shoot me, like blah blah, and I'm like, okay, cool, fine. She's like, also want to I want to purchase the copyright to the pictures that you shoot. Fine. I think you're going to be super big and famous. I think you're going to be a millionaire. I'm going to ask for a hell of a lot of money for this copyright, because if I sell it to you, that means when you blow up, I cannot use it to make money, if that makes sense. So you, as a photographer, you need to like...
Shared copyright would be great, wouldn't it?
I don't know if there's a thing of shared copyright.
Yeah,
maybe there is.
There must be stakes in it, or percentage of the something. I think that would be a great... So then what do you think about... There was a book of models that photographer had done semi-nude and then released it in a coffee book, and the women didn't get any money. I guess it's not about money then. It might be of that we didn't want to be shown like that.
Yeah, and I think this is super...
That's very, very difficult.
That's the moral side versus the law side. And it's like there isn't a... I mean, I wonder if there maybe should be like a clause of like... I don't know, with like sensitive material or this type of thing.
Yeah,
because it's like, I guess the revenge porn thing is on similar lines. So it's like, I guess
that's the thing.
Correct. I don't know if you know more about this than me, but like the revenge porn thing came about because people were like, I guess, making sex tapes or something, and then if their girlfriend broke up with them, they were like posting it on Pornhub and stuff. But
what happens in recently with some reality show person, who's a not very cool, not very nice guy, Stephen Bear, that's his name. He went to court for it and lost. And
so that must be something, because he can't say, oh, but that's my copyright. It was my phone that filmed it. So there must be something in there about sensitive materials and not releasing something without, do you know what I mean? So maybe there's something that would cut, the same law might come into play for a photographer releasing these nude images. I don't know.
If you shot something with someone with the understanding that it's private, and
you're not consenting to that being out there.
I'm not because it's again, there's a moral thing. It should be illegal to do that to someone, because
that's what I think the difference is for me, is the nudity and the sensitivity of the images. Like if it's a dance thing, it's not, it's like, or you're like a pop star and you pose for like portraits. It's like, hey, listen, like, it's like the same as if you like when the guy painted the Mona Lisa or whatever. It's like he spent the time painting it, you sat there and it's your image, cool, but he's the artist that created this thing.
The theory is he was doing a self-portrait and he made it a woman.
That
was his theory.
Interesting.
I love that.
Also, it's like we had this come up in the class as well, but it depends on they were saying, should it depend on the abstractness of the art? So photography is very not abstract. It's literally a representation of exactly. And then as you go down the line, you get like Picasso with an eye out here. And then you get like all the way down to the line where it's just squiggles. So if I look at you and I go, and I just do like that, you're like, oh, that's me. And I'm like, how is that you? That's my representation of you. So when does it, on the line of abstract to non-abstract, when does it, maybe at some point you could say that's too much like me.
Well, it's like
for you to
there's
own
a whole likeness, like of likeness.
Yeah,
is a thing.
but
the
that's
law's
something else.
Crazy, you know. Like, that's why I love learning about it, because I'm like, we're all okay. I'm not getting too deep. I was going to get really deep then. We're all human beings on this planet, but it's so complex. Like, when do you have say or like agency over this image of you as you, like when is your privacy violated, when, you know, because then, okay, so for instance, you're a professional photographer at an event and the photographer goes, just pose, and you're like, and that's just some person, no, and then it's being sold and they're like, hold on, that's not why you just were like, say cheese or whatever, and now I'm the poster for this event and you're making money. When
what I would do is,
because the photographer asked you to do that, but never told you where this was going to.
Yeah.
So that's why disclosure is really important.
I think
right?
my point on this is that it's on the person to be more vigilant about what pictures they're in or not in.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
if you sit down to do a painting, to get your portrait taken as a painter, you might want to ask those questions. Or if you, it's just that cameras are so a part of our life and stuff that we forget. But I think it's like, if you're going to do a shoot with someone, like, know the laws and know what you're comfortable with. It's like, I mean, for me, it's like, I kind of accept that as a dancer or whatever. I'm like, yo, if you take a portrait of me and you want to sell it, like, I also know how much hard work and understanding and artistry goes into photography. So I'm like, if you take a picture of me and you start making millions of it, fine. Like, if you want to cut me off a little bit as a thank you, fine, but it's not required. It's just in my head, it's like it would be nice if you start making a substantial amount of money off me. I'm like, it'd be nice if you just sent me a little check and be like, thanks for the face, you know. But I also wouldn't expect it, so when I wouldn't complain, I'd just be like, you know what,
I think that's where there's, and also if you post something on the internet,
Exactly.
it's not yours anymore.
you don't own it anymore. Well, if you post something on
crazy.
Instagram, you don't own it.
Oh,
And that's
I think I could be wrong.
That's
But you're at least granting. No, sorry, it's not that you don't own it. I was talking shit. I think by posting it, you're granting Instagram a license to use it, which means they don't own the copyright to it, but they can use it to, like, if they want to advertise Instagram, they could use your picture as one of the, like, as they say they want to pick the best 9 pictures to post, like, oh, this is what people are posting on Instagram, and it's on the tube. They don't have to pay you, because by putting it on their platform, I think you've given them an automatic license to use.
In general, isn't it? Because the internet is World Wide Web. So the moment you put that on World Wide Web, you're basically saying, I don't need money for this because everyone can see it. Or I don't need, it's not private anymore. I've put it out there for everyone. So then therefore you can't say anything because, well, you've not left any, like, that's my
expectation
bad.
of privacy kind of
thing. That's my bad. Like, well, any brand can, if you just, anyone can see it, it's not valuable anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing. Like, you as an agent or having an agency wouldn't advise a dancer to, like, just sign the contract and just do the job. And right, you'd be like, understand your rights, understand what they can and can't ask you to do before you're signing it. And if they've written on the thing like, oh, we're gonna, you know, the buyout is what we were talking about last week, like £700 for 10 years, then you would say, well, contest that, get them to write in the contract, blah, blah. It's the same with you being in the pit. If you do a photo shoot with a photographer and you don't have a contract or you don't think, everything remains default. And if the default is I own the copyright, or you're at an event where there's going to be photographers, that's kind of the way it is. And it's like, you can get the event to maybe...
I think disclosure's important from photographers as well, just to be like, there will be photography at this event.
Yeah.
Most of the time people go, okay, cool. Like, no one's going to be like, don't get me. But
well, I mean, you can. I've had that before. I've had that where I've shot in schools.
Me too.
And
someone
they
might have to be at work and they pulled a sickie and they're like, please don't.
Like, no, but I've shot at schools and they have to get the signature, and just because one girl didn't return, she might have been fine, but she just didn't return the form. So as I was shooting, I had to shoot around her and I had to not get her in the pictures. So it's possible, and it's not out of the realm of my job to shoot around someone that's not allowed to be in pictures for whatever reason. So if you have a huge issue with it and, you know, you think you might be, I'm sure it happens with, I mean, celebrities. Jay-Z tried to sue a photographer that was making a lot of money on T-shirts of him. And I think he lost for this exact reason.
Yeah, there's an understanding in that. Like, you're like, oh, that's me. Like, that's my image.
Yeah.
It's difficult. I feel there should be...
And that's why street photography is legal. If you're walking down the street and I'm out shooting random people and then I do an exhibition of all the pictures I've taken and I make money off that, you can't say, oh, I'm in that. You were in public. I think the only time it doesn't apply is if I'm on public property and you're on private. So if I was outside and I shot through the window and caught you, then I don't think I own that. Like, I don't have the right to use that because you were in a private
like
place.
imagine someone getting changed in the background. They're like,
I think it's if you're on public property, the expectation is your image is public.
So
because
if you were shooting in front of like a really rich mansion and it's like private road, and then that if you got there in the back, and that's their private property.
Potentially. I think there's something about that, and I think
so
that makes a film like.
Yeah.
I don't know what, but yeah.
Also, something for people out shooting, because this happens a lot. If you're out shooting TikToks and all that crap, there's people who,
TikTok
like the security guards will come out and say, you're not allowed to have this building in the background. You have to stop shooting. That's bullshit based on the laws written on the website of the government. Like there might be workarounds if you're a lawyer.
In fights with security.
Hey, maybe, but what I read on the .gov official copyright laws is that if you're on public property shooting, they can't ask you to leave. If you're on their property shooting, then yes. But if the building's in the background or whatever, and you're standing on public property shooting, and so is the person you're shooting, they can't ask you to leave. They just do it because they're like, you can't shoot here.
So best thing is to print that out, that page, and take it with you.
Yeah, and it doesn't. I mean, it might not help you much in the moment, but let's. How long have we been going for?
124.
Okay, let's do one more, and then we'll do the last bit.
We're gonna cut the first 10 minutes.
Who the hell is Luke?
First 10.
Yeah, like we were just chatting.
True.
Like always.
All right, let's do. I'm trying to think of what.
Is this edited? This podcast?
Yeah. Now it is. Depending on what you say.
Oh, so there'll be little.
Okay, we'll do two easy ones, because I think we're not going to do that one topic that I said we were going to do. But
what was the one topic?
Don't worry about it.
So dismissive.
Don't worry about it. No, because I can't bother to edit it out if I say it. I just can't
be
bother with the hassle if we talk about that one.
My head.
So two easy ones, I think.
Easy peasy.
But
let's make them hard. Come on.
Well, let's. So, and I think you this was easy for you as well. You're in a relationship and you're on a music video, and the director asks you to kiss your co-star. Would you do it or not do it?
Yeah.
And what did you exactly say in the text back? She said something like,
I said, what are you, 5 years old?
yeah. And I feel like as an experienced actor, this is a non-issue to you.
You have to be told that you're going to do it.
Yeah. If it's like in the script and stuff, but you wouldn't turn it down based on, I'm in a relationship, I can't.
No, but it's good to have the conversation with your partner and be like, this is going to happen, and you might want to say, does this person, could they pass anything on to me orally?
Well, oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, cold sores and stuff.
Yeah, it's very valid, thing. But yeah, I would kiss them.
Yeah. You'd be surprised how much debate we had in the first year's class about this.
But also that's okay if someone doesn't want to.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's not none of these are right or wrong answer really, besides the Drake video, I guess. But it's just opinions. I think a lot of like
No, but even the Drake thing isn't, is it? Because it's
it's not. Like I said, I wouldn't judge someone for doing it.
But it is illegal to make someone work and not pay them. But then that's make someone work.
Yeah, if they volunteer or they say they're fine to do it.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I thought was an easy one. Okay, Sophia.
Yes.
You go and see a Boy Blue piece. You go and see Kenrick's latest work and you hate it, let's say.
Who's Kenrick?
I don't know, some guy. But let's say you hate it, for example. Or let's say, who else do you look up to? You say like, I don't know, who's someone that you like a lot?
I like Kenrick a lot.
Yeah, I meant someone else. But
show my loyalty.
Oh my God, I don't know, someone else.
Who's a choreographer that you like their work?
I don't like those kind of questions. They always stress me out. No, but honestly, I can't think that fast.
Okay, movie. What's the last movie that you liked?
Come on, film a short thing.
I watched the Fablemans. Did you watch it?
I haven't watched it. It's
What?
Steven Spielberg's life, isn't it?
Yeah. It's about Spielberg's life.
Like early
Okay,
years.
wait, we're going on a tangent. Tell me the last good movie that you've watched.
The Fableman.
Okay, before that, another one. It's not about someone's life, just a fictional work.
All Quiet at the Western Front.
Okay, who directed it?
I have no idea.
Okay. Let's say there's a director and you really like most of his stuff, but his latest movie, you hated it.
Okay.
Right? Or a choreographer.
Oh, that's a great, Spike Lee's a great example of that.
Okay, cool.
You know Spike Lee.
Oh, we'll get there.
Sophia.
Maybe the movies.
Yeah. What's his
Okay, so Spike Lee, he did amazing films, like She's Gotta Have It.
That's the one.
And like other amazing ones, but he did a version of Old Boy that was awful. Old Boy, the original Old Boy. He did an American version of it, and it was the most awful thing I've ever seen. Actually, not the most awful. The most awful thing I've ever seen is The Stupids, which is a film. But yeah, it was terrible. Okay. And he's a great director.
Okay, so
the question.
Let's say it's Kenrick or whoever, and they come and they say to you, "What did you think?" At this point now in your career, what are you saying?
So, well, I said it depends on my relationship with the person, because if they care enough to come and ask me for my opinion, then that means we are kind of.
Or what if they were just passing by and they say, "Oh, hey, thanks for coming. What do you think?" Like they didn't really mean it.
Okay, but if they don't really mean it, I would be like, "Oh yeah, it's great, whatever."
Okay. And if you think you had it, like it was a bit more of a, they really want to know. Oh, really? What did you think? You would just tell them.
Also, it depends when they ask me. If it's right after the show,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, "Oh, it was really trash."
What would you say?
I would say, yeah, like it was good, and like maybe I will talk about it like later on with them, because I feel like on the moment
After the
it's
show,
like straight after,
To
you
kill
don't want to
their
be
vibe.
like, oh, this was really trash. Like they're still in the hype of the show and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
What about you?
I don't know.
What if Spike Lee comes to you and says, "What do you think of that movie?"
I'll be like, oh
Old
God,
Boy.
I really didn't enjoy it. It was awful. In my opinion, I didn't like it.
Would you just say it straight up like imagine? Let's role play. Imagine I'm Spike Lee. Hi, I'm Spike Lee. What did you think?
Oh my
of
God,
that?
Spike Lee, I'm such
I know, I'm super famous. It's cool. Don't worry. But my point is why I'm here
Are
is
you
that
charging for meet and greets?
yeah, I am actually. I got the idea from some dancers. But basically, I just want to know what you thought of my American version of The Old Boy, whatever the fuck I made.
I didn't like it. It wasn't reflective of your work, your old work that I really enjoyed.
She's good. This is good.
I just don't think that film should have been remade, but you know, cinematography was great. Because there's always going to be something good.
And what if he says? What if he gets mad and he says, "Well, I'm not casting you in my next movie then"?
That's fine.
Integrity. We like this.
Can you imagine I say all this and then you guys
Yeah,
see me like working
I love that
for free
movie.
for Spike.
Just on Twitter, like Spike, I love you, like. Yo, if Drake asked me what I thought of that fucking House album, I loved it.
But no, you wouldn't have the opportunity to say to someone that you really respect, like, oh, it wasn't my favourite. It was all right, but
Oh no, I'm mostly joking. I would love to. This is like, I don't really care about meeting a celebrity just to take a picture and
Yeah.
shake hands. Like, I would love to sit down and be like,
about their
why did
work.
you make that? Is it because of what I think it is? Are you just trying to get my? You know what I mean? Or like, do you go? Do you know about the J. Cole song, the Let Nas Down thing?
oh,
I
right.
loved that whole exchange. Like, I was emotional listening to that. Basically, J. Cole made, work out, you gotta get thing, and I'm gonna say that thing.
Yeah.
And I'm
We get it.
gonna understand. You know the one I'm talking about? Basically, he made that song, and Nas was like J. Cole's idol growing up. And J. Cole's producer saw Nas, and Nas was like, "Oh yeah, I like what you've been doing with J. Cole, but like that last song was trash, and like I don't know why he did that, like pop shit and blah blah, whatever he said." And so J. Cole heard about it and released a song called like Let Nas Down.
That's so cool.
And it's like, it fucking made me because it's basically him talking about like, fuck, like you were my idol, and like I was just I'm trying to play the game, and I'm trying to release pop songs so that like, and he went into all the details of it. He's like I'm out here like, Jay-Z won't let me release my album until I have a hit, and I don't have any hits. They're all this type of song, so I made this to try and get my album off the shelf. And he even says to Nas, like, you made You Owe Me, like with Genuine, like I thought that you could relate to me. And it's like, isn't it the same kind of thing, and blah blah. And then Nas released a song basically being back to him like, you didn't let Nas down, like you're doing your thing, like keep killing. And it was like, I was like, oh, this is so emotional.
I love that.
But my whole point is that, what was my whole point? Is that why did I start saying that?
You need to be honest, or
About the critique
criticism. Yeah.
I think like about meeting us. There we go. So like, I think what I loved about that exchange also was like, both of they explained their thought process on like the critique and the whole thing. And it's like, that's what I'd love to sit down and talk to an artist about, is like, like say, I don't know if you feel like this with that Spike Lee movie, but it's like, rather than just being like, oh, I just wanted to tell you that it's trash. It's like, I want to be like, what happened? Like, what happened there? Because that one I feel like was way different than the other was, and that one was kind of trash. But like, were you going through something? Was there problems on set? Like, I want to know the behind the scenes of why I find this one so shit compared to the
Well,
rest.
this happened with a Boy Blue show.
Okay.
And Kenrick won't mind me saying, like,
Or will he?
oh gosh, I'm gonna have to
Maybe
audition
turn the
for
mic a bit more.
Boy Blue again. No, like, we did a show called Over the Edge, and we had a great time rehearsing for it, and we didn't get great reviews, and when I spoke to Ken months after, he was like, yeah, you know, look, creatives go through all this stuff all the time. Like, you have good days, you have bad days. And someone like Kenrick, whose head is full of choreography, how many routines has that man done in his life? As in, like, always putting out new, like, there has to be a point where, you know, you do something professionally not as good as what you've done before.
Yeah.
He said, oh yeah, during that time my head wasn't in it. I had other stuff, and I went, oh, thank God you said that. And I just went, oh, because I didn't think the show was great. Like, and I just started, and then I was like, oh my gosh, like, I was in that show and I'm just here criticizing you. And he was just like, yeah, no, it wasn't, we weren't in our bag.
I feel like Kenrick's quite good for that. Like taking criticism and not being like, he doesn't seem like he's super sensitive about, and it's, I mean, he maybe is internally, but
like I and it's not a reflection on him, it's just the when you know someone's work so well, it's easy to get disappointed
and to spot the differences. If you know it's not just like you see something for the first time, you're like, oh, that's all right. You're like seeing everything and you're like, wait, this doesn't fit with the rest. We're
working in a subjective industry. Like, it's not where everything's set, like law or even martial arts, whatever. Like, it's so, like, I had criticism on Boss, the short film I did with Skittle, Sean and Paolo, and I was like, oh,
what was the criticism?
They just were like, you know, I mentioned in one of the briefs, like, because when you submit into film festival, you sort of have to do a description of why you, and I put, like, because so many people were using, because we used a Snoop Dogg track, and then we used a track by The Weeknd that everyone knows that was in 50 Shades of Grey. And I said I just wanted to flip it because I'd seen a lot of choreo with heels, and I wanted to make it that the men were kind of dancing, like, you know, just flip it around. Nothing new, but I was just explaining why I wanted to use that. And someone said, oh, you know, you're not doing anything new. Like, there's no such thing as stereotypical gender roles. I said, well, there is, stereotypical gender roles exist because, you know, people say, oh, women belong in the kitchen, but the majority of chefs are male. So it's like a weird, like, we live in a stereotypical.
I'm holding back so many jokes.
Oh no,
get out!
I am holding back so many jokes because we're recording.
And now it's the stand-up minute, and then it's like spotlight on you in the dark. Right, guys, you know.
Oh, women in kitchens. Hey, let me tell you about that.
Comedy store.
What's the deal with women in kitchens when men are all chefs, huh?
And you hear like the track, and laughter, and then it comes out.
Right, sorry. Anyway, go on.
What was I saying? Yeah. So there are, like, when people say nurse, we're so conditioned and automatically think of a woman, but there are male nurses. Like, there is a stereotype that goes on in people's heads that we're all trying to break, right? So that's what they were criticizing, and I was like, oh, but I was doing that backwards. Like, I was just trying to make you think, blah blah blah. And I just engaged with the person. I said, oh no, I appreciate that, I get it. And he was like, oh cool, like, well done, it was actually not too bad. And I was like, oh,
now get back in the kitchen. No,
yeah. So yeah, criticism is good. We just have to we have to remember, like, oh, don't let my ego get in the way. They're just criticizing my work.
Learn to separate yourself from your work. Like, you're not your art as closely linked as you are.
Creatives is hard.
It's very, very hard. But it's the same with everything. I think, like, you know, if you lose a battle, it doesn't mean your art is less valid than the other person's. It's just, we had to choose a winner. There's a million places where this applies, but
it's difficult.
I think there's just right times to talk about things, and like,
it's also like when people, I don't want criticism, like, you know, straight after the show, maybe, or, you know, so I get that.
And how you approach someone is everything.
I mean, saying like, that's shit is not helpful, but saying what you didn't like about it is helpful. So yeah, I hear that.
And also, like, going to people without them asking for opinion. And
like throwing in your opinions for.
Yeah, I didn't like that. But
especially when it's negative, it's like, don't ask for this.
Yeah. There was someone whose show I saw, and I said, oh, I really want to talk about this, and they said, I actually don't want to.
Yeah, which is fine.
That's fair.
And it was all good things that I wanted to be like, oh, what were you thinking? But they were just like, I've done it. I don't want to talk about it. I was like, cool. I will let it
I will
whatever.
tweet about you. But I think that's it's definitely important to say, can I offer my opinion or whatever, or wait for someone to ask or whatever it might be, because it's like sometimes you don't want the even the negative stuff. Also, it depends on where you are in the process, like especially when it's like, oh, I've just started this thing, I just wanted to put it out there to see how it looks. I don't want you to tell me it doesn't look good, because I know it doesn't look good yet. I'm working. Let me get there or whatever. So I think it's also worth knowing when to turn down advice and critique. And
the hard work that goes into creating, we all accept it and appreciate it.
And especially if you're just a sensitive person, maybe you're like, I just don't want to be told this is shit.
Yeah.
Let me live in my fantasy.
Yeah, true. Yeah. You can imagine.
I know I suck, but I'm having fun, all right?
No, but some of those people have the best confidence, because there's some people that are successful and they suck at what they do, but they convince you that they are good at it. And there's something about them, I'm like, go you. Like, I don't know. Like, it's
working. I mean, if you can.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Should we talk about the good old Harry Styles?
Right, yeah. Craziness.
So who wants to set this one up?
Should I go for it?
Go on, because you
Mademoiselle. So a few days
Mademoiselle.
a few days ago the Grammys happened.
Yes.
I don't know
This
when
is from
it
the
was.
Grammys.
Yeah.
Where are the Grammys?
Oh my god, I have no idea.
In America, right?
In America,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but I'm not sure.
Sorry, I'm just throwing in extra questions. Yeah, go on.
I imagine it's America.
Oh my god, start sweating. Anyway, and Harry Styles performed his song As It Was with dancers, and when they rehearsed and trained, they had like a moving platform that was spinning basically. And the whole week the training process, it was spinning in one way, but during the live performance it started spinning on the other side. They run in reverse.
Sorry, I just
really
when
bad
you were explaining it, I was like, "That's awful."
That's
like,
hilarious.
It's actually really.
I would cry. I would not dance. I would just
Okay, so let's let me see if I'm getting this right. So
just Sophia standing in the middle as it's spinning, like still. They're like, "Oh wow, it's really abstract."
she's just like this.
Like abstract. They had someone just there and everything.
She comes back around. Help.
The camera, like
Okay, so let me see if I've got this right. So the Grammys happen. Harry Styles has a performance. What's this song called?
As It Was.
As It Was. And so they had to rehearse on this spinning platform.
Yep.
Where the dancers were on. It was
really
part
like,
of the show.
You explain like shit. I'm gonna explain it again.
No, I'm just
Yeah. What are you doing right now?
I'm sorry, guys.
This is
so hold on. No, listen, because my thing is, for the entire week that they were rehearsing, the platform spun all the time one way. So this is where it flips my mind a little bit, because it's not like they did one rehearsal and then they did the show and one time it was this way, one time it was this way. They've been doing this for a whole however long of rehearsals.
I mean, rehearsing, like it could be in a space like without the platform.
So maybe this is the issue, because that's what was confusing me. I was like, they've been running it the same way. What possessed them to change it? But you're saying maybe it was like a mock-up in the rehearsal space, and then when they got into the real space, they had one coordinated
try or whatever.
Well, okay. So when I think about, we spoke about theatre shows, like at the National, they have a spinning stage, and you have that in the studio as well. So you're rehearsing with, which is really cool.
So it's the same one, or
same one. It's all to scale. It's the same moving round. So when you get on stage, you're like, oh, I get the feeling, because doing choreo on a spinning stage, like you've got no point of reference of the front, so you're just existing in this state of spinning. But I can't imagine the Grammys would be like, we're just rehearsing in space with nothing and then we do it. Like,
but you don't think they would use a mock-up and then use the main one?
They may have used the mock-up in the
tech
studio.
Run? They didn't have a tech run with it?
They would have had a tech run.
So at some point it must have switched.
But it's technical. It's a technical difficulty, right? It's production's fault. It's not stage management themselves, but whoever's running the stage and whoever's in charge of the revolving stage hit the other way. And
why would they build that function in if it's purpose made for this?
Because maybe there are other performances
that use it.
Maybe I don't know.
Idea.
So I don't really watch award shows much anymore.
It could be though that there's different type of set with that on. Also, have you seen that video of the two? It's like a circular platform that spins, and there's two, and then it's like a love thing, and she stops, and then how much was that on the mood board for this?
Yeah,
like
maybe.
they've definitely like took that and shown that and be like, oh, we want to kind of create something like this, and but it's going to be with a group of dancers.
Yeah.
They definitely like
It's
reference that.
inspired, and I think my thing is like the poor, someone could have hurt themselves,
Yeah.
and it would have been on live TV.
Can we have a look at this? What they said about it?
Yeah, let's do it.
This is a video from ET Canada. So ET Canada, don't flag us because this is not. This is parody and critique. So
Jenny's from Canada.
I will.
She'll help us.
Yeah, but she's from the French one, and they're a bit cooler.
Oh, they're cooler, yeah.
Oh my god.
So this is the piece going the wrong way, right?
Oh my gosh.
You'd see everyone's face be like, what the fuck's
What's happening? Oh, and he's like, hey, oh.
Dancers for Harry Styles are
Dancers
speaking
for
out
Harry
after
Styles.
the singer's performance of As It Was at Sunday night's Grammys was heavily criticized. In a since-deleted TikTok, choreographer and dancer
love
that.
Dexter DeRocha revealed
They told
that
him
the
to take it
stage
down.
they performed on rotated in the opposite direction.
You see that
than
as since
rehearsals,
deleted.
adding, Harry did his best to be able
Oh,
to
they
walk
deleted
and
it.
reverse everything while he was singing and reverse his entire duet. Unfortunately,
crazy.
news outlets didn't know what was happening, so they called it lethargic or boring or whatever.
That must also be
But
frustrating
it
if people are
really was
slating the
that
performance
they're
and it was
just
because of a
trying to
technical fuck up.
effing stay standing.
And the Grammys ain't going to come out and say it.
Oh my gosh. Those poor dancers.
Hilarious.
Another dancer, Brandon Mathis, doubled down on Dexter's statement and shared more details of the performance.
Look at them all
technical
smiling, but inside they're
difficulties
dying.
on his Instagram stories.
Moment the curtain opened and it was time to perform. Our turntable started spinning in reverse, backward, freaking all of us out on live television,
Stress.
and there was nothing we could do to stop it.
No.
So after a week of rehearsing this piece perfectly going this way, the moment it's time to perform, it starts going
Maybe
this
they
way.
didn't get a
In no
tech run.
time, we have to troubleshoot
They
and
would-
try
I don't
to
know.
do a complete piece in reverse. Talk
That's
about
crazy.
professionalism.
Oh, but,
Well, this
so
bit
that's
isn't
not
spinning,
moving.
no.
But
Sophia, are you a fan of this song?
Of this song.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm gonna expose myself right now, but I used to love like One Direction so much.
oh really?
So I follow like all of them, like, and especially obviously he's the most famous now, so like I see him all the time. But yeah, like I love Harry Styles. I'm sorry, it's really exposing myself.
I don't know any Harry
That's totally
Styles
fine, mate.
songs. I don't know any songs by Harry. I used to like New Kids on the Block and Boys to Men.
Fair enough.
So,
So anyway,
he's making it sound like it was the first time they ever did it on that stage. That's why, because he's like, we rehearsed it for a week, blah, 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 and then we go on stage to do it live, and it starts spinning the other way. So that makes me think that they didn't have a tech run.
but he might have had a rehearsal. They might have had a rehearsal on stage with it.
Yeah, true.
I
But that's
mean-
so weird to me.
Yeah, I think so.
Imagine they're like running backstage, like as they're going in and out for each bit, and they're like, the thing, turn the thing, and then they have to go back out and they go, no, the thing is turning the wrong way.
Oh my, yeah.
Just every time they're in the wings and back out, and they're like, I've got to go back on, but the thing is, I've only got 1/8 to tell you that the thing's spinning the wrong way.
I just remembered a moment in a show that we had. But I mean,
just doing, turn it the other way.
oh my
Every time
God,
they come back.
guys.
The thing is spinning the wrong way.
Do you think any of them was saying stuff under their breath as it was going round? Like, oh my God.
Or just talking to each other, just like, guys, what's going on? What's going on?
Definitely.
But then, okay, so I'm thinking of like Mobos. You do get a tech, you might get an hour and a half, a couple of hours, not always with the artist. Maybe, but then it doesn't matter how much tech they've had. It still went the wrong way.
I
Yeah.
can't imagine, but this is why it's blowing my mind. Is like, I can't imagine there being a switch that you can just push the wrong way. Do you know what I mean?
But maybe there was another performance. And
Yeah,
this is what you were saying.
And it's very, well, I'm saying this like I'm a set builder, but any set builders that work with mechanical, it makes sense for it to, it's revolt to go both ways because it's just,
Okay.
you know, if it needs be, because it might be like, you know, artists can change their minds and go, oh, actually, I don't want it to go this way, I want it to go that way. And you're like,
Yeah.
okay, guys, we're going to learn the choreography backwards. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
right. In case there's something
But it
last minute.
during Pied Piper at Barbican, we had during the Viper section. If no one knows, there was a section where the Pied Piper had to fight these like biker Viper people.
Sounds so funny
in,
now.
in like black leather jackets and like yeah, we're gonna get you kind of
We're
style.
the Vipers.
And one time, a child ran up on stage and was running around the stage as we were in the middle of like the big fight.
How did they do that?
They were in the front row and they were with their carer and bless them, they just came up because they wanted to join in, but they were running around and someone was trying to get them off stage because we were worried about, oh my God, someone's going to start flipping and this, you know, but it was weird because we were at the Barbican and it was just happening and everyone's just watched. The audience is like, oh, a child's running around on stage.
Stress.
Bless the child. And then there was one time when they played the wrong music, a different mix of the music, and we were all going into Kenrick to like be like, we're going to get you. And we were looking at each other like, if this doesn't change, it was just, you know, and you're like, oh my God. And thank God it was just a mix that had that thing in that we needed to carry on.
Right.
Otherwise the show, it would just have been silence and like those kind of like, oh my God. Stress. But that is different. Because obviously I was saying to these guys before that there have been musical theatre shows where people have broken legs because their leg got trapped in the revolving stage and been scalped. That was a famous story in the West End, like a piece of like lighting just went swang and scalped the person. Could have killed them.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that. I'm not even thinking about the performance. I'm like,
safety.
What if someone like died live on TV?
So this is my question. Who's at fault here?
Whoever's operating whatever.
They're saying there was a malfunction.
Yeah, malfunction.
A malfunction.
But
someone fucked
they
up.
had a dress rehearsal and everything was fine.
Yeah.
So it's literally only for the performance.
Yeah.
A malfunction, I think someone fucked up. I don't think that was a malfunction. Like, they pushed the same button they've always been pushing it and the whole platform went,
the other way.
I'm going to work it. Someone reversed it. Like, someone pushed it by accident and fucked up. That's the malfunction.
Because, well, I mean, look at Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake. That was a wardrobe
Oh, but that
malfunction.
wasn't a wardrobe. They planned that.
They planned that.
It came off perfectly with a star on it. Who wears stars on their nipples under a bra?
Who came out from that, like, good?
Him.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
Janet.
but it wasn't like...
She was completely...
No, but I think they both planned it. He just dodged the criticism, which he should have gone under the bus with her.
Yeah.
But as in that was 100% choreographed.
Yeah, because
Like that was
you wouldn't have had that.
Have you seen that? The Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake when they did the Super Bowl right at the end.
Yeah.
He pulls her thing and her boob comes out with a star
So
thing on it.
bad.
But it's like there's no way like that motion you don't do unless you're trying to pull a piece of clothes. Like
not.
there was not a random oh, I got caught on my hand. Oh, sorry. Oh, your boob's out. Like
Sorry.
yeah. 'Cause he literally went and posed.
And they both were like,
Yeah.
But
Ooh.
I
you
hate
didn't like that? It was a malfunction. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And I hate how he got
yeah.
away. He should have been like, right, we did it. We were just being creative. We're sorry.
Yeah.
But
I think he just like, oh, no one's blaming me. And just didn't say
Justin,
anything.
you slithery snake.
Slithery snake.
Yeah. But that, imagine if the dancers had done something wrong. And then it's like, oh, you guys messed up.
Exactly. They wouldn't be like,
Yes,
they'd be like,
true.
dancer ruined my Grammy before. It wouldn't be like, oh, there was a malfunction. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, and look who, Harry Styles did his best to do it backwards. He did, and so did the dancers. Like,
Yeah, I mean, he could have just
mention
stood still and sung and people still would have loved him.
them.
So.
Yeah.
it's true.
But yeah, that's nuts.
And it's also, you probably don't get any fucking compensation. You like...
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
They don't
if
get
something
extra
had
pay
happened to them,
if they did,
they.
But in this case, it seems like they're all fine and didn't get injured.
Yeah.
So they probably just have this, you know. And the first person it said on the thing, it was like a now deleted TikTok. It's like probably they got told to take it down by the Grammys, or maybe by Harry Styles got told to take it down. But it's like
So you can't, as in,
you can't even defend yourself of why your performance looks shit. Luckily, these things are out there now.
I mean,
People
he
have
shared
seen
it, I think.
Harry Styles.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So
I think he
so maybe it was the Grammys that originally told them to take it down. I don't know.
I don't know.
Because why
was
else
so
would you make a TikTok
bad.
about something like that and then take it down? It's
Yeah,
like, I'm
yeah.
sure someone told them.
Yeah.
It's not a good look.
these things happen, but just safety.
These things happen, but you could die, so don't.
Yeah.
Let's make sure they don't happen.
Oh gosh, yeah. Now I'm thinking of all things that have gone wrong.
Just like, how do they even like tell each other they all
Yeah,
need to do
yeah,
it
yeah,
backwards,
yeah.
like not continue?
It's hard to make
and,
a decision to-
He needs to walk the other way, and like, how do you communicate without being like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we do. Yeah.
You know, I had one time, which is a funny story. I played Edward Scissorhands in my college production.
What?
Edward Scissorhands. I will show you a picture of it.
Hold up.
A contemporary dance performance version of.
How do you do contemporary with the?
I tried. It was very.
Oh, no. You're not going to get away with this. I've never.
Do you want me to find a bit? I'll send you. I'll show you the
Edward
picture.
Contemporary contemporary version.
In college, in my.
You were Edward Scissorhands.
I was Edward Scissorhands.
That's amazing.
How did you do the scissors? Like
It was the costume. What do you call that? The course that makes costume. What are they called?
Yeah, but how were they on your hand?
It was like real metal scissors.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
were dancing with them.
Yeah. It was like not like sharp metal, but
Talking
they
about
weren't
safety.
sharp. But it was like they made it out of like some. I don't know if it was like metal, like metal, but it was pretty fucking solid.
Yeah.
So you could have hurt.
It might have even been plastic, but yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it stabbed me quite a few times. Not like bad. Like I said, the ends weren't like sharp, but it did hurt. Yeah, and I had a wig, a big wig.
No, I want that.
I had
picture.
makeup. I'll find you the picture. I'll send it after.
This is something I can take the piss out of now.
All right, hold on.
I'm gonna post it.
I don't
on
know
the
if I can
Capsule.
find it. Oh, you.
It's about as good as the SpongeBob musical coming out. I would actually go and see that.
Mm.
They're doing a musical of SpongeBob SquarePants.
Amazing.
Sick.
He's like,
Yeah, so I did this show as it was and there's one bit where
sorry, this is.
I know there's one bit there was like 4 and it was like really like low level college things. I probably would
It's
dance
such
terrible.
a great idea,
I
isn't
don't know
it?
if I'd say that. Anyway, there was one bit where there was like 4 guys that had to like cross arms or whatever, and I had to like fall back, and I was supposed to take my feet off, and they were supposed to like throw me, and then I go up and like land on my feet, right? No, or the other way around. I was going forwards, and they had to throw me and go back. So I like fell forwards, they caught me, and then go back.
Yeah.
First performance, of course, all my friends came, and I was like, I'm embarrassed, but all right, let me just try and do this Edward Scissorhands shit. Good.
I'm
But
so glad I wasn't your friend then.
why? Because you would have made fun of me.
I love this so much.
So first show, friends were there, blah blah blah, and they do it, and because it's like adrenaline, it's the first show, and they're really trying to make everything full. They launched me to the extent that like, if this is my front and these are my feet, I went up in the air past this point and went straight to my back, like on stage, like literally front over to my back, no chance of finding my feet whatsoever.
Did you land on your head?
I kind of like went like that, my head flicked back. And what's the funny part that makes it hurt a little bit, but the funny part is my wig flew off. Look how much she's loving. So imagine I hit the floor and I'm like, doo-doo, and my wig,
Hair, isn't it?
my wig goes. But luckily, like where I landed was literally like right next to the wing, so my head was like the wing was there.
Oh, you could hide your shame. Like.
No. So I literally I got so praised in college after, because I hit the thing, my wig, and I literally like just rolled off stage and like picked up the wig, put it back on. I was winded. I took a breath and just went back on stage and continued. But like they were like, "Oh, you dealt with it so professionally, well done!" Like, because I didn't just stop, but it fucking hurt. Anyway, that was a funny story.
You need to teach that in your class about professionalism.
Yeah.
And you tell the whole story.
Oh my God, probably
I did. I kind
scrubs
of mentioned
and
it today
costume.
about like not that story, but about like sometimes you got to deal with stuff on stage. If something goes wrong, you can't just be standing there looking
And you
around.
couldn't
Literally.
you wouldn't think to put your hands back because you're expecting them to like catch
Well,
you or whatever.
I think
Or
I've
just-
got big things on my
Yeah,
hands, so
yeah,
I was
so
kind of just like, ugh.
How did you even put the wig back on? With that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I just it came out with a haircut. The wig had a haircut.
I love this.
Right.
This
well,
is so good. No,
I'm gonna
tell us,
say-
you're not getting away with this.
okay. What else do you want to know?
Edward
Wait, are you sure you
Scissorhands.
don't have? You do have a video, maybe?
No, there's actually no video. This was like 2007, 8, and there wasn't really so much like YouTube
That's
stuff.
not that long ago.
But for you, it was just like, yeah, it wasn't that era where
You got
everything was being
pictures.
filmed.
So
I've got a picture of
funny.
me. I've got like one picture that
They
I
didn't
found.
film the show.
I don't think so. Well, I don't have it. It probably is
Oh
somewhere.
my God. This is so good. I really want
I'm
this to
tempted
be.
to
I love
find
that
it
story.
now.
I want it to be recreated.
Yeah.
Shall I find it while we
because
talk?
it's you playing Edward Scissorhands, that's why I find it so funny.
What exactly does that mean? So what?
because it's-
What do you mean by that?
Okay, if you heard I was playing I was playing Edward. You'd think it was hilarious, or I was playing SpongeBob in the new SpongeBob. You'd be like,
Yeah,
of course
I
you
would
are.
laugh so hard. No, I 100% see why it's funny. I'm going to try and find it to you now.
I fell on my head in a performance with Boy Blue.
Oh, tell us.
It was Serious About Street Dance, and we did that 10-minute military number. And I'd never done a suicide before, and
Hilarious.
Yeah.
yeah, so you flip on.
Yeah, I've done it.
And I'd never gotten it right practicing it, and Kendrick was like, "Showtime,
Just
guys!"
do it. Yeah.
Showtime.
Literally.
Oh
Get
my
on
god!
with
And
it.
I'd
Something like that.
been practicing it, but never getting it. And I was like, "Oh, maybe I can sort of cheat and do like." And then it's right at the end of the number. I was like, "Oh god, it's coming!" Marching. Kick went over. I was like, "Oh, I'm doing it!" And then I went head,
Straight on
then
it,
body, and it's on YouTube. And I'm lying there like, "Oh my god, And then I'm like, "Guys, I feel tired.
Concussion.
I'm going to go home. I'm not going to stay for drinks." Woke up like I was in a washing machine.
Yeah,
the
you're not
next
supposed
day.
to sleep.
No, I
If you have a concussion, you're not
I
supposed to
didn't
go sleep.
know. I had no. This was like 15
Guys,
years
if you take
ago.
a big conk on the head, don't take a nap or go to sleep. It's not
And
good.
also, you must
know that.
rehab.
You didn't know that? Don't. And if somebody hits their head hard and they like want to lie down, do not let them fall asleep.
Yes, don't
like,
let-
keep them awake and
Okay.
talk to them and stuff.
Because
very important.
it means your brain is trying to.
Yeah.
I know all about this.
It's a brain damage.
Can I say this because it's
Yeah,
for
yeah,
health
yeah,
and
please do.
safety?
Yeah.
Okay, listen up. All right. What they used to make you do back in the day, if you had a concussion, they'd make you do something called cocooning, which is you go home and you just sleep and you lie down. And I lay down for 3 weeks. Now, what happens is, this is the science behind this, guys. Okay, listening.
I'm listening.
Edward Scissorhands. Basically,
I've got the picture when you're ready.
You go. Oh yeah. I can't wait for this. The reward is we get Luke's picture after this. Okay. So,
After we listen to the health and safety talk.
yeah. So, your brain, and this is good for everyone to know this. Your brain doesn't know the difference of if you get injured. It doesn't know what injury is. It just knows how you're reacting to it. So I was lying down for 3 weeks and my brain went, oh, because you have little crystals inside your ears, they get knocked one way and that's what causes the spinning and the vertigo. So I laid down, my brain went, oh, this is the new position now of Nads's brain, and Nads is everything, and Nads is balance center because your ears and your eyes and your shoulders and your neck are all part of your balance. So I'm like, oh, I'm better. It wasn't till last year.
Sorry. Yep. Go.
Is it you as Edward Scissorhands?
No. Well, it's not the video now.
It wasn't until last year that I had a vertigo attack, 15 years later, that the crystals corrected in my head. So for 15 years, I'd been dancing off, and this is why I think I've got all my injuries on one side. So when you get a concussion, if you fall asleep, it's inevitable, but it might happen. You must go to rehab. You must physio it. I'm just telling everyone, and I mean that. This is a serious announcement. So your brain doesn't know when you're injured, it just adapts. Done. Edward Scissorhand time.
Are we ready?
The way you looked at me was like, you're going to take the piss out of me
Of
for the
course
rest
you
of my
are.
life.
Of course you are. And I'm going to put this up on screen so everyone else can laugh
Oh
along.
my god, yes.
Oh God, I can
Do we
see
do
it
one
from
at a
afar.
time or do we do it at the same time? Who wants to see? We'll do it one
Yeah,
at
go
a
for
time.
it, go for it. I'm just so excited to
Oh my God. Wait. Oh my God.
I would caution
Oh
you.
my God, the scissors.
I'm glad
No,
this is.
you
I'm
know
glad we're all
what?
enjoying this together.
That is nuts. Do you know what? The outfit's pretty good. It's the wig. I can't see your face.
Wow, I've never seen you with hair.
It's not my hair. It's
Yeah,
fake.
I know,
Oh.
but
He's got long, luscious black hair.
oh my god.
Mate, that's really cool.
Don't look at her stupid face laughing like that.
That is,
I was maybe.
that's my favourite.
Where's your face?
I was maybe. So when do you go to college first? After you finish school at
Hey,
16,
this actually looks good,
you
you know.
turn 17.
Yeah.
So this was like
Don't
what
really
would
know.
be second year in college, I think. So because I did music tech
You're
for
like
1 year.
17, 18?
So I was probably about 18. Yeah.
You You didn't know better.
Well, thanks for
do you know
laughing at
what?
me, guys.
That is
Honestly,
cool.
it doesn't look as bad as I thought it would.
No, the outfit's actually cool.
It's just maybe the hair is like not great, but
Yeah.
the rest, even the scissors.
Scissors
look
are actually
cool.
good.
Yeah. It was decent. Anyway, well, so I guess we're probably going to call this episode Edward Scissorhands. So that's cool. I can take a joke. It's all good. Fuck you both. Get out.
No, we need something else.
What?
I don't know. Just the Edward Scissorhands thing is so good. I don't know why. Because you said it like it was serious. Sorry. I'm just deep in it now. Because you're like, yeah, when I played Edward Scissorhands, like, no, you're not going to get away with saying that and us not react. Like, it was so...
Are you guys at home enjoying this?
It's because it's
I'm just going to wait. We'll end it when they're done.
It's because it's...
Okay. And we're still going.
Because it's Luke, guys. Listen, if...
What do you mean because it's Luke? What does that mean?
Who's a really, like, sophisticated dancer?
Who? You calling me a sophisticated dancer?
No, like...
No?
Who, no.
Oh, who's a...
Who is one?
I don't know.
Like...
Marty Kadelka.
No, like a like if someone's like, yeah, we did Edward Scissorhands, like
Yeah, and it was contemporary. That's the,
but
that's
because
part I'm
it's
really
you,
interested in.
I didn't expect it. That's why.
What do you mean?
No, it's more about like how, like technically, how did you do it?
It was more arms than anything hand. I was it was more moving like
how do you
this.
do
And,
like something?
Oh
yeah, I had to. That's
So
why I
you
had to
had to, like,
rehearse.
Like you must
like,
rehearse, like
Yeah. As I said, we'll end the episode when they're done. So if you're also laughing, stick around till the end.
Edward Scissorhands. I don't know why it's so good. I was head xylophonist at primary school.
That's not the same.
It's not cool. I'm trying to equate things that aren't cool to you playing Edward Scissorhands. No, do you know what? It's like so uncool, it's cool. We would all be lucky to play Edward
You first of all are on rocky ground because I'm about to come into your final project sharings.
Oh, mate.
yeah, and
So
it's
they
gonna
better be
amazing.
good. Oh yeah.
Of course, it's gonna be
Alright.
amazing.
Ooh, look at that spicy talk.
Of course.
Better be.
Yeah. It's
Have you chosen your dancers?
Yes.
Who are they?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Well, it's a lot of pressure she's putting in your
Yeah,
head.
she understands about copyright.
What?
I don't know. Trying to like implement what we've learned.
Callbacks. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Harry Styles, get your shit together. I played as Edward Scissorhands. You don't own pictures that someone takes of you. And what else? What else do we cover in today's episode?
Vertigo.
And Vertigo, don't
Yes.
lie down or whatever she said. And catch you next week, guys.
Luke was Edward Scissorhands.